All right.
And we're back.
Crack-a-lackins, knack-a-lackins.
No.
And it is a consecutive week game, which is nice, because
Ooh,
it always
we're shaking it
falls
up.
through for me. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I missed last one, but we're getting there. Progress.
Just a reminder, I can run next week, and then I will be out for 2 weeks.
Hold on, 3 weeks in a row? Oh, we're getting dangerous categories here.
I know, right?
Well, let's not get our hopes up too quickly.
True, you never know. I have 2 weeks off, we'll deal with that.
So,
But yes, who would like to recap last session?
I actually remember last session pretty well this time, because I watched it 2 days later.
Yay.
That's good.
There were
I'm not going to bother
Starlight.
recapping it, though, because I wasn't there.
I don't know. We could treat this as a quiz. In
Mm.
your own
Oh, no,
words,
I've written too
summarize
many of
last
those
session.
recently. No, I refuse.
Okay.
I refuse to write any more tests right now. I just got off my exams.
You're not writing anything. This is an oral exam.
Well, that's worse.
Yeah.
I write better than I talk.
To recap last time, Bastion went home, took a nap, and then sharpened some knives.
Pretty much.
Also, Bastion did it.
The Starlight Troop had some shenanigans. Nemia won some money by rigging a bet against that involved Killian. So that was good. Apparently, some of the troop are lycanthropes. They've heard rumors of a potential werewolf in the area of the city and are kind of keeping an ear out for that possibility. We participated in the eating contest. Nobody actually finished, but somehow 2 of the party plus the Grand General, I believe, made it to that last round. And then there was a mob who were probably very justifiably angry at the concept of nobility and not having loads of food and stuff. We were able to talk them down and avoid bloodshed, rather than get into a brawl.
Because, quite frankly, they're marching to their deaths.
Yep. I don't want to say that. The leader did unfortunately get arrested for it, but kind of talked to Praxis kind of on his behalf and are hoping for better than he might have
Take it
gotten
light on him.
otherwise. Yeah. Back on the lycanthrope note, next full moon is 15th of Harvest, which is also council meeting day. Fun! So, I hope nobody in the party is going to suddenly have a flea problem on that day.
Yeah,
Might
Bastion.
make things interesting.
I am shaved clean.
Wandered around the festival for a little bit. Saw a sign on a tent. The fortune teller. Lena has an interesting necklace with that sign. Fortune teller looked into Lena's past with her. Saw a couple of little fragmented things. Killian got a reading of the present as he needs to find a counterpart to his wolf cloak. Get something to the west where it shouldn't be. And then there was an attempt on a fortune on Nemia for the future, and it went really badly. We had to scramble with many apologies. It wasn't Chili's fault. Nemia didn't seem to know anything about it. Claimed no responsibility.
It was a future.
It was a future, and something deliberately was blocking the fortune teller's sight somehow.
I mean, she just kind of freaked out, really.
It freaked out, black eyes. Something went wrong, okay? I'm pretty sure that she was specifically freaking out about something. Anyhow, on the wolf pelt thing, Killian is tracking down the killer of a wolf child, Winterwolf. The mother of that child gave him the cloak, and he's got to return it when he's done this mission. We get back to the group, the base, and hear about a potential task. There are ruins near a city of New Haven. A guy back at the academy who was into old legends believed that he found the tomb of a god, but wasn't convincing enough at the time. L'Oreal more recently found supporting evidence that it might be the final resting place of Balder. That is where we left off.
That is exactly where we left off. Okay, so L'Oreal is going to, she'll briefly go into kind of the, the legend around Balder.
Do we want Amazing Plan for this?
No, we do not. Thank you. I'll just leave it blank for now. Yeah.
And drama and the Amazing Plan is going the whole time.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I fear that is appropriate for recapping.
Okay.
Yes. So, this may be more, the Legend of Balder might be more familiar to Killian.
Mhm.
So just, she'll go into a brief backstory. Balder is one of the old Valian gods. Was, the most beautiful, radiant, strong gods, loved by everyone. So much so that his mother, she gets kind of hazy on the details, as there's varying legends. This mother went to all the creatures to get their went to all the things in the world to get this oath to not harm her son, and all but one small mistletoe plant agreed to this, and the mother, thinking nothing of it, because what could mistletoe do, let it slide. Then the trickster god, Loki, tricked another god, Hodor, into throwing a spear or dart, some variation of the legend there as well.
Sometimes an arrow.
Sometimes an arrow. And struck and killed Balder. And then she then deviates from the normal story, and goes into a little bit of some of the research that was done by her colleague, and some of the stuff she's picked up from him on how so they couldn't immediately do a proper ship bonfire funeral thing for Balder. His body had to be temporarily laid to rest where it was protected and safe, while they built this grand ship to release his body into the sea and alight it, as in traditional fashion. And so it is believed that this, temporary resting location is what has been found. She then goes into detail about how, the buildings that existed on top of it have, long crumbled, and new structures have taken place there. So the city of New Haven was constructed kind of into the side of this mountain. On the other side of this mountain is where it's supposed to be. In recent years, though, that location has seen another use. Like nobilities, well-off military people and stuff started, having basically an elite cemetery graveyard. There's mausoleums there. And then the calamity happened, and it was expanded to include most of those that died in the calamity. Anyone that took up arms to fight for the good of the realm was given the honor of being entombed here. So that is built on top of these older buildings, which is built on top of supposedly the final resting place of Balder.
So I guess, quick
yeah.
lore question.
Mhm.
Is it weird that the gods would bury a god on the material?
It is commonly accepted that the old Valian gods, it was common for them to walk to be on the mortal plane.
Okay.
It was a common thing.
Okay.
It was not like their specific realm, but it was common for them to just be there for doing whatever.
All
They
right.
like taking a stroll in the garden.
So she goes into so this grand cemetery, this grand graveyard, is kept under lock and key. It is very rarely that people go there, and even rarer that new people get interred there. In fact, it is commonly rumored that there's only maybe 2 or 3 people left that will be interred there. Common knowledge, General Praxis is one of them. He fought in the Great Calamity all those years ago.
Who's the others?
No one that you are aware of.
All right.
Just a couple old timers somewhere in the world.
Okay.
Just it's just general rumor stuff. So it's kept under lock and key. It's under constant guard. There's always someone on duty watching over everything. And there's patrols around it. But L'Oreal does give this hint of it might not be so difficult. The specific area we're looking for is one of the part of the older rich plots. I believe that one of the older mausoleums of the nobles that first kind of built the area and the town. I believe there's an entrance through one of those mausoleums deep into this tomb, or at least it'll get you close enough that you can get the rest of the.
All right.
And I believe the name of the nope, don't do that. I do not need that. Thank you. Okay. The name of the family name of the people is the Avabon family. She says, rough something like that. Translations. They lose things over time. And it's in the chat for you guys.
Yep.
So.
Is it a name Gillian recognizes at all?
It is not. It is, most likely a local noble.
Okay.
Just, handful, kind of like one of the founding fathers of a city. Not really known outside the city.
Okay.
Perhaps not even known by the city members.
And
Okay.
whereabouts on the map is this?
So this is basically on the other. Actually, go ahead and move you onto the map. But so you are in Port Villard currently. So you will need to travel to New Haven, and on the other side of the mountain that New Haven is kind of built at the base of and slightly into. On the other side of it is this grand cemetery.
All right. So it's fairly close by, all things considered.
Yeah, it's you could theoretically be there early afternoon if you left in the morning. It's maybe 15 miles to New Haven. Actually, let's see.
And how far is the thing from New Haven?
Going around the mountain is probably another 8 miles.
And Haverford wouldn't be closer to New Haven than New Haven to the place? Like if we wanted to go somewhere to rest afterwards?
Well, it's probably. Oh yeah, no, it's not. It's a good extra 4 miles.
Didn't know if going around the mountain was more difficult travel or anything.
It is not. The Grand Cemetery is along a main path. There's a major road that goes from New Haven to Haverford. So.
So, point of clarity, I'm supposing now that L'Oreal doesn't have any official permission to go poke around these things, lock and key and all that. We're sneaking in, aren't we?
She chuckles a bit at this and is like, yes.
So,
Exactly.
immediately look over at Bastion.
I'm not particularly stealthy.
Well, from what I can gather, it's not a full regiment of soldiers here. There's just an occasional patrol. If you go to the right section and just hop the fence, stay hidden, I don't stay out of sight. You should be okay.
Do you have much
Perhaps
of- in the way of who else might be buried there in the older cemetery area before a calamity?
Not terribly. I know. And she flips through some pages of notes. I had
Do you know if
this
any?
handful.
Do you know if any
family?
likelihood any Valians might be buried there? I know it's unlikely given the distance,
No.
but
From the list I know, I don't think so. These are all very much, locals to the area. They would have lived in and around here at the time. So
Right.
this civilization came along much later than the Old Kingdom.
So I can't claim I'm going to see an ancestor. All right.
No, unfortunately not.
Okay, I guess on the next point then, with us having to break into such a place, I want to know what's in there. Why do you want to know what's in there?
Well, if we can find proof that would mean that a god was laid to rest there. If I could have proof, then I could get enough. Have you heard the term "ask for forgiveness instead of permission"?
Yes, and while a wonderful concept in politics, we're not going to piss off a god by breaking into their burial home, are we?
Check.
Personally, if someone broke into my grave, I'd be kind of upset.
It's not the grave, though. It was just a temporary resting place.
If someone broke into my summer home, I'd still be upset.
Well,
So is it
Balder
temporary or is it a final resting place? You said both.
That's what it's called. I don't. I've got
It
very
was-
limited knowledge on this.
The last place he rested before he went on to hell.
Yes.
Did he have any specific type of company? Like, if we piss him off, are we facing, I don't know, an army of clay soldiers or anything like that?
No, he
Uh,
was.
No. I don't think so.
Okay.
There's no
Just
talk.
in
It
case.
wasn't a wrathful god, I think.
You think? Gillian like raised an eyebrow. Where's this coming from?
A feeling. I might have heard stories before, I don't know.
I learned
but
this in schools. I'm interested.
I don't have the impression that he was ever cruel, angry.
So,
In
from
the
what I
story
can
you
tell,
mentioned, he took all of the spear, the arrow that was part of a game. The gods threw things at him because he was invulnerable, and
Yes,
he never got
yes.
upset about it. He took everything in good humor and faith. I don't think that even if he was in a position to do anything about it, he would be enraged at us.
Also, just so something I don't know. It's just this is supposed to be a temporary resting place, and the gods were supposed to move him on to his final resting place.
yes.
Have you had any research or anything to say the ship that was being built for him?
Well, if this goes well, perhaps we'll know more.
Maybe we'll find the ship buried under there. Who knows?
It
I
was
can
burned.
respect the research at least.
It wasn't buried, it was burned.
Yeah, but he was also supposed to be on the ship, and he's clearly not.
No, you're misunderstanding.
Mhm.
Do you know?
I know
know
about
how-
the ceremony, yes.
No. Do you know how the preparations for burial are done? Do you know that usually a body doesn't go straight from becoming a body to being put on a ship or in the ground. There's time in between. There's cleaning to be done. There's dressing. There's a place where they're taken, and preparations are made.
With the implication
That's
being
what's
they're going to be
meant.
brought somewhere else.
Yes.
And the
So
gods can't go get them. This is why I'm wondering.
Either way. L'Oreal, can you give us a reason to believe that we're not going to be cursed or, well, cursed by a god at least, for going in here, and that going in here has enough research that it's worth the danger?
You see her kind of give like a half shrug, like,
I know you can't give a perfect confirmation, but is there at least good reason to believe everything, or is this a whim?
this is decades of research. This is, if it exists, this is as good as a theory, or this is as good as we can get in this kind of work. It doesn't get any clearer.
And you're sure it's Balder. We're not going to open up a crypt and find Loki chained up with venom dripping on his face.
If he's chained up, it can't be that bad.
Well-
I would very much disagree.
Bastion is grinning. He's very clearly joking.
I
they'll
can't
say that when he struggles, it causes earthquakes.
I can't say for certain what you'll find there, but it should be very much a tomb.
Come on, Killian. There's no complete certainty in life. This seems interesting as long as I don't get questioned by the guards as I try to hop a fence and make the round waver as I do so.
I want to go.
I personally trust L'Oreal is not going to lead us into anything that we really shouldn't be going into. Unless, of course, she's going with us, in which case the danger goes up about 10 times, but, you know.
Yeah, and just from that, I can tell that you don't know L'Oreal quite as well as I do.
Probably not, but she always treated me well in the past.
Oh, it's not treating well that's the problem. It's
Yeah.
not knowing what we're getting into.
Well, in that case, L'Oreal seems like it'll be a wonderful learning experience for me, at least.
So there is one more thing that my good friend has brought up to me as she kind of looks over at May. The most recent attempt to kidnap and or kill me was, a few days ago. It is.
Quick question. What was the second most recent?
I don't want to bother with the details.
It was a month ago or so, wasn't it?
Perhaps.
That's what I thought. Alright, continue.
I should probably stay here, though I don't want to.
I mean, it'll probably keep us alive longer.
So, there is a set of things that I am looking for that would be proof enough for me that this is what we have found.
Number one, a corpse.
Number
Well,
two,
You're
bring the head
missing
back
the-
for you.
You're missing the point. The corpse would not be there. This
He
was
rolls his
the
eyes. You sound like
I'm-
my old teacher.
I will hit you just to make sure your eyes don't stick that way.
Yeah, you're going to be able to keep your lunch down while you do it.
Oh boy. L'Oreal kind of
Plugs
rubs
him.
the side
Bastion
of
is just
her head.
ignoring them at this point and just waiting for L'Oreal to keep going.
Okay. I can't tell you what exactly it is, just that it is a set of items and it should be very out of place. I don't want to kind of seed the wrong idea in your head and maybe you find something that isn't what I'm looking for.
L'Oreal, that is the least helpful direction
I know.
I've ever been
I
given.
know.
Can we...
But
Okay, hold on. Can you give us a rough size?
they are going to
Something
be
we'll be able to carry back.
yes.
Okay. Do you want us to remove this from a historical monument? I'm okay
Yes.
with that. I just want to make sure that's what you want as a historian.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
With
This I am willing to do. Though
proper
I question
backing.
your sanity often.
Again,
is okay.
trust me, She doesn't have trouble removing things from environments.
Unless it's herself.
Yeah, she seems to be removed from most of her environments.
There is that.
I'm starting to think that your natural state is in handcuffs.
These are my friends.
Indeed, we are. We're diving into a
Says the
cave.
lady, sending us to break into a crypt of a god.
Unfortunately, he's got a good point.
Honestly, better
Sounds like
a
fun.
better the crypt of a god of light than an evil queen. This is
Eh.
a step up.
Has she sent you to a crypt of an evil queen before?
Look, I'm not keeping any.
Lena gives you a long-suffering look.
Hold on, wait. No, we're addressing that one later.
No, we can.
We're putting a pin in
hear
that
this-
one.
We can hear the story on the road.
That's what I mean. We're putting a pin in that one, but we're not leaving that to go away forever.
L'Oreal, I just have one request.
Yes.
If I die on this stupid adventure, please send a letter to my parents saying I did something cool.
Sure.
I'll be the
do
judge
my
of that.
best.
Look, I don't care if you have to lie for it, as long as it's convincing.
Okay. I'm sure you will be just fine.
And I'm certain you were sure your wedding wouldn't be crashed by kidnappers.
That was like 50-50 on that.
Why didn't you go through with it?
These are our friends.
What odds are you willing to gamble with? I'm never going gambling with you.
She kind of.
Here's the thing. You're gambling with her right now. That's her job.
No, she's making a gamble on us. There's a difference.
She comes up to you, Bash, and just gives you a hug and says, "You'll be all right."
I'm in a tin can. Of course I'll be alright.
Yeah, okay.
I
Let's
don't have a
let's
tin
hope
can
there's
like
no
him.
water.
You couldn't punch through it.
Let's hope there's
Oh,
no water
jeez.
to swim in.
If they do, I'll make sure they get you to do it. I know my limits.
Hmm.
As again, if you have any ideas for not letting me be seen by the guards as I sneak in, other than taking off all my armor, which I am very much against.
As long as you time it right, you should have a large enough window to get in.
How much of an issue would it be if we hypothetically knocked out a few guards?
I mean, I'm
Probably
not
better to-
opposed, but
Probably better we don't get seen. I'd rather not have our wanted posters in this city.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fine. But if
We use
it
the
comes
can as
to
a
it,
distraction.
I just want to know how much shit we're gonna get in.
I mean, you're meeting with the High Council soon, right?
Yeah, so walking in with a wanted poster would probably not be the greatest idea.
Or you have some leeway. Who knows? Who
Okay.
knows?
That's if it goes well.
So
You're assuming a lot for that meeting.
Speaking of which, you said Praxis was set to be interred there?
Yeah, he is. He fought back in the day, and he has a place reserved for him once he finally kicks the bucket.
Would someone like that be able to get entrance in?
I
Do you
mean,
know General Praxis?
yes, but I don't think he would let you in on principle.
Hold on. We're doing something General Praxis would directly oppose. I'm suddenly far more nervous than I was before. I've heard rumors of that man twisting a sword with his teeth.
He's a nice guy. I talked to him twice again today.
Impressive. That explains why you actually seem pretty calm today.
I mean, if you go that route and he says no, and then you have to break in anyways, might be worse than just
Obvious.
breaking in the first place.
So you
Yeah,
don't-
no, I'm not.
So you
If you
think
think, I'm trusting L'Oreal here. I'm not asking him if she's not giving me a certain yes on that one. That's something I'm not gambling on.
I wasn't sure if he'd be willing to let us in or not. The answer is apparently no, so don't worry about it.
Okay,
mean,
just I don't want him
I-
on my ass.
I don't personally know him, so you have already become a better acquaintance to him than I have. He is a reputable hard ass, though. So
He was like, he wasn't. I don't know.
Pretty uptight too. He's just birds of a feather.
There's a like head tilts like, oh, by the way, buddy, could I ask you a favor for tomorrow? He says with
depends
a
if it-
smile like pulled up on his face.
That depends on how many teeth you plan to pull out of my face.
Oh no, none. Just, I mean, you're good at maintaining things, right? Weapons.
Usually, yeah.
He pulls out the very dull dagger you gave him and hands it over.
Just looks at it, it's like, how? Like, I'm almost impressed. How?
I mean, you saw the rock climbing place there, right?
Yeah, did you use it as a python?
There was a thing at the top where you could carve your name in. So I did, and it was very
Was it
useful
made of-
for it.
What was it made of? Adamantine?
Stone.
He kind of takes the dagger and he like a scrap piece of metal in his pocket and stabs the dagger through the metal. How?
He shrugs.
Did you carve it into the fucking stratus?
I mean, it was a bit bigger than anyone else's.
Of course it was, but
Anyways,
He had to
I'll
fit
sharpen
all
it
of
for you,
the
yeah,
dough
but like, why?
Because it's dull. You sharpen things.
No, I mean, why did you dull it that quickly? I think you know how to use a weapon better than that. You're not that amateurish, are you?
It's just like,
Wasting weapons like that? Who are you?
I carved my name. That's not a weapon, it's a dagger. It's for carving meat.
Yeah, you didn't carve meat with it. You carved a rock.
Yeah.
You treat even your dinner forks with that better than that, I think.
arguable.
I was gonna say, if you look out into the kitchen out there, one of them might be kind of bent.
Well, bent, yeah, but yeah, I'll sharpen it for you.
Yeah.
Just I hope you treat your sword better than that.
He nods. It's Valiant made, it doesn't lose edge as easily. So,
That's why.
when do you think we should be heading out for this?
Well, I mean, it's up to you guys, really. But I'm kind of interested. As you see, she's kind of like
You intending
She
to go
wants-
with us?
she wants to tell you to go now to get her answer.
tomorrow
she-
morning.
That would
Yeah.
be great.
I kicked the hell out of him. He's gonna need the rest to recover.
Mm.
I'm going to sharpen this
far-
blade first. So.
How far are we from our council
I also
meeting?
have a lot of food to sleep off from beating him at that eating contest.
Careful, you
So
might
it's-
slow down in the next fight, be a bit chunky.
So today is the 4th day of harvest, and the meeting is on the 15th day of harvest. So you have about
Okay.
11 days.
We got more
It's,
than a
it's
week.
a day to move there, and
Yep.
let's
days
assume
is
the
a
worst
lot.
and say we're going to be there for 5 days. We've got time.
Yeah, I'll be right.
First time.
And
Hey, Mario, can I use your smithy a bit for a little while?
I mean, it's basically yours now.
Oh, don't tell me that. I won't leave if you tell me that.
Well, no one has used it since actually it's been that hasn't been used in a very long time. So
Oh, I know. I had to.
not even for
I spent,
horseshoes.
time no, I spent more time taking care of the tools there than actually taking care of weapons. But
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna go make sure that your eating knife over here is a bit better suited, just in case you lose your sword or something.
So so she'll give you random bits of information if you need it, but I think you guys have been given enough to go off of.
Yep.
All right.
To function at least. If anything needs to be retconned, I'm sure you'll tell us.
Yeah, we'll get the knowledge out. You can obviously sharpen, the
So okay, so here's the thing. He's gonna take this dagger. He's gonna sharpen it.
Mhm.
At the what's it called? At the edge of the pommel.
Mhm.
He's gonna take it and he's gonna kind of reshape it, kind of like you would use in a gouging tool. And he's gonna reshape it to be that shape,
Okay, it has been repurposed.
and then he's gonna bring it back to Killian in the sheath and go, "All right, so next time you need to carve your name into something, do it with this."
You get, where is it exactly? Like the gouge?
In part of the pommel. I kind of gave it like a sharp pommel, but not like pointy. Instead, it's like a rounded tip.
No. He just kind of turns it and is like, I mean, I guess.
Just that way, in case something does happen to your sword, you at least have a backup.
It's like, I've got enough backup as it is.
Okay, I know. I've seen you bite through a fork. I know, but that's really not great for your jaw.
He shrugs.
Just saying. I know you got the whole wolf theme going on, but your chomping force probably isn't quite up to par to them. So stick to the dagger. It might be a bit easier, at least for when you go to eat your food afterwards. Be a shame to find pieces of metal stuck in there.
Killian, thanks for a sec about doing jaw workouts.
They are a thing.
Yep.
Of course he does.
But yeah, do you
Like-
want me to take care of your? You don't wear armor. Do you have anything else you want me to take a look at, or?
Shakes his head.
All right, I'm gonna check with Lena then. Actually,
You
as he kind of
can-
like as he walks there, he'll yell over to Chili and hold on, I'll get it. Mia. Like, you guys need new maintenance or?
I'll take a look at my rapier and what's the status on it? Does it still have a pointy end, or is it a walking
mean,
stick by now?
It does have a pointy end, but as
Could be
the
pointier.
least battle hardened of the group, it is probably a hand me down. It was probably Petro's at one point, and he gave it to you. It was sharp, functional, but it definitely seen its wear. So it's seen its wear over the years. It almost has sentimental value at this
Wait,
point.
so it's the same like standard class rapier that he had from way back in the other game?
Yeah, basically.
I'm trying to remember
that guy's
what
got-
things that thing stabbed now.
I should just like take it just to look at it. It's like, my God, okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do some work on this. Lena, do you need fixing up your armor, patching up, or anything?
No, I think I'm good.
Sure, nothing even just kind of out of shape. I haven't done much today.
Shade a lot today. You sure you don't need to get a size up on it?
Really, Killian? Fat jokes? That's what you've gotten down to?
I
You're
mean,
better than
not.
that.
I mean, not everyone has the constitution to actually, process food properly into muscle.
I mean, have you seen her? She's like made of wires. She's fine.
So, I think moving forward, we can safely assume that Bastion will always do this towards the end of the day.
Oh, he's gonna find Nemia's rapier after every major thing and just be like, "You're taking care of it, right?"
Yep. So moving forward, we can assume you are doing basic maintenance on the party's equipment.
Right.
Just to
If Killian
save some
ever lets him
time.
touch his stuff.
Yes. Yes.
If we've had a rust monster, Bastion's just kind of been
Okay, so evening aside, people can retire to their beds and get their rest for perhaps what is going to be a good adventure tomorrow. It is a restful sleep, but many of you probably find it to be a more troubled rest than you expected.
There's dreams of sausages that try to attack people. Wine
Killian.
that drowns the ocean.
Killian, you in one of your dreams, you find yourself in a forest, just running. Sometimes you find yourself, running as normal, pushing through branches and leaves. Other times, you seemingly find yourself, running on all fours. You are, the spirit embodiment of a wolf, ever chasing your target through the woods. And right as you think you are to, round a tree and get ahead of your target, the trail stops cold, and you're left there wondering, where you went wrong. As something leaps at you from the darkness, and you wake up in kind of this, almost this like cold sweat. Lena, in your dream, you find yourself on a battlefield. Something perhaps uncommon for you, as this is not just some small skirmish, a small group of ruffians that you had to beat up. This is a field of bodies, of things. There's gore and it is about everything that is dead on the ground. One thing that stands out to you as you kind of make your way through this field is you hear this like caw of a bird almost calling to you. And as you try and follow the sound of it, you chance upon this shield just sticking out of the ground, and sitting on top of it is a raven, eyeing you. You approach, and it just caws at you again, as if to say, "Wake up," and you do. Nemia, you dream of your time back at the circus. Actually, you are performing music, entertaining crowds, perhaps picking a few pockets. It is, it is a good dream. Until you're in the middle of a performance. Everyone is, all the crowd is faced on you, and there is a darkness that breaks into the tent, and you see these dark tendrils just slowly spread amongst the crowd as it starts grabbing people, and they start vanishing one by one until it just surrounds you in the center spotlight. The darkness all around you. And as the darkness begins to close in, that is when you wake up. Bastion, your dream takes you to the forge. It is not in use at the moment. It's strange to see, the Star Forge not in use at any given time. You see its tools cold, the fire's not lit.
A train in the
and
distance.
The trumpet
You-
playing.
it's almost calm as you kind of, one part of the building is opened up as you stare out into this expanse of stars. It is almost, calming. It brings you some relief as you stare out into this vast ocean of stars and space dust. You see one star kind of blink out, and you think for a second, no, that can't be right. And as you kind of like widen your view, you're seeing stars slowly blink out one by one. And then you wake up. You've all had full rest, but oddly confused by the events of your dreams.
Bastion's gonna kind of like knock on Lena's door in the morning.
I'm up. Who is it?
It's Bastion. Got a quick question for you.
1 second. She'll come over and open the door.
Your primary weapon, sword, right?
Typically, I switch between longsword and shield. Sorry, not shield, spear.
I can make one of them magical for you today if you'd like.
I've got this one still from the temple. Actually, do you want it back? Or she shows the dragon steel longsword that double damage to undead, technically not magical.
I'll take a look at it. It's like, no, keep it on you. I've got some anti-undead measures myself. I think you might find better use than I will. But I can enchant the weapon to be better each morning if you'd like.
And it is not magical, so it does count.
So whatever weapon you see most fit, give me 5 minutes and I can make it pretty effective for today.
Go ahead and take this one just in case. Well, we've already had issues with one graveyard.
So,
He'll
if I
Place
believe,
Forge Blessing on it.
so I believe that gives +1.
Comes a +1 weapon.
Okay. So +1 weapon for the day.
'Cause I might be taking off my armor, so I figure I might as well not use it on that.
Yeah, make sure to take that blessing off.
Yeah, I've already clicked it off.
Okay, cool. Alrighty, plus
So I don't have to go armorless because AC 9.
Oh Lord. Okay. Yes. So, brief exchange. There's a good hearty breakfast and rations prepared for you. L'Oreal's there to kind of like wave and see you off. She has arranged for a cart for all of you. So, uh, um, hold on a second. Okay. Yeah. So Nora has, given you a couple horses, and there's a cart that they had lying around that they kind of fixed up a little bit. So you have a cart that can transport all of you.
Lena's driving.
Yep. Nora has a moment with the horses and says, "Please bring them back. I have lost too many horses to L'Oreal's plans."
I'll do my best.
Poor
Thank
things.
you. And with that, rations set, ready to go, you can set out for New Haven and beyond. All right, so I believe there was one thing that wanted to be covered on the way there. If I'm
Yeah. Sebastian, like after like the morning is set through and we're all outside of the sleepiness phase, kind of turns over to Lena, so like, angry queen, huh?
Evil queen.
Evil queen. My apologies. I assume she was also angry though.
Uh, I'm not sure. Didn't really meet her. Found her skull.
Oh, lovely.
Uh,
So she passed.
oh, she was long dead. It was tombs, ruins. L'Oreal was after the skull of this figure. Found it, triggered a trap, and suddenly there's undead everywhere. That's actually how she found out about. Lena looks around, makes sure they're alone on the road, and you see the wings very briefly flicker.
She knows too, huh?
Yeah.
So
As well as a series of onlookers on the side of her, but
Nobody was here. I looked.
no, I meant back
Speaking
in
of,
the old town.
how long ago was the diving into the Angry Queen's crypt?
I don't know. Year?
Why have you been
Maybe
there?
2?
I've only known her for a little while. A few
Honestly,
weeks at most.
I've known her longer. I don't really keep count of the months or anything.
You got a habit of that, don't you?
She shrugs.
Hold on. How long ago did you meet me?
Couple of days.
Okay, good. I want to see like at what point it becomes questionable. Well, it does make me think. At what point? How long does somebody have to be dead before we're technically grave robbing?
Long enough
I'm
for them to
honestly
be
not
buried
sure.
there.
It only takes 10 minutes to bury someone if you're fast enough.
Then you're always grave robbing. If it's a grave, and you're robbing it, you're grave robbing.
All right.
L'Oreal is a habitual grave robber.
She's a career grave robber.
That's
They'll
probably
make
Okay.
We all make our living somehow. Mia plays music to a devil cat. Lena protects people. Killian is angry. We all have our thing.
It's only it's about 15 miles to New Haven, so you probably reach New Haven just a little past lunch. New Haven is a very large city. It is the capital. There's large structures built closer towards the base of this mountain. There's a lot of military structures. The most notable structure is kind of this very large domed building that is the council building. It is where all the heads of the countries come to meet. Even foreign powers will send representatives here, and meetings will be held here, to sort out whatever international affairs are going on.
She's been here
There's-
quite a few times, I imagine, right?
Who's been here?
Bastion.
Bastion.
Like, he didn't grow up here, but I imagine, considering everything that his family was into, he's been here more than once.
You've
He
probably
lived a
been
couple
here.
days away.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, your hometown is, you're fairly far enough away from all this hustle and bustle, but yes, you have been here on official business many times.
As they're walking real quick, Killian might just like flag down a random passerby. Just, hey, buddy.
Yes, this human male stops.
You know if any council members have come in here yet?
Uh, I don't know.
All right.
There's always someone here.
I mean, for the meeting coming up, any big entrances from anyone far away?
There's a meeting? What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Whatever. Keeps walking.
Lena flicks the reins and the cart just past
So-
her lip.
Council meetings, while public knowledge might not really matter to your average person. You know,
Yeah, when's the next town council meeting? Who knows? They have them.
yeah, basically. But yeah, so if you were to, you could perhaps ask a guard or someone that looks a little more affluent. You could probably get an answer.
Yeah, if they see a guard along the way, Killian might try
Yeah.
again.
Okay. The guard will kind of give you a side eye. When you do chance upon one, he'll give you kind of a side eye, like, "Why are you asking?" But given your bearing, you guys don't look like your average riffraff, and you basically look like nobility. So they'll
I
give you
might
an
have
answer
some
that-
family coming in with them. What's it to you?
Yeah, so he'll give an answer that there are a handful of council members in. He's not at liberty to say who is here, but there are council members. A
Are
few
you
of them
able to
already
say
arrived.
from where?
That would tell you who. So no.
Yeah, you're a smart one. All right.
So yeah, a few of the group is there.
Oh, trying to meet up with family and old friends or avoid them.
Yes. Let's keep going.
Perfect answer. So yeah, you kind of skate around the edges of town, as this is not your final destination.
Would Killian know if it's like who from his side would be showing up here?
Yes.
Like, is it
you
just
would
the main guy, or does he bring any like friends along?
He might have like some like who they hang out with. So he probably has that same group of people with him, but to attend the meeting would just be Ulf.
More so just people that would be in town with him when he was coming in for the meeting, so to say.
No one that you are trying to avoid.
Okay.
I hope that answers your question.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's fine. Just curious if it's like not even ones he's trying to avoid, but just like his maybe close family or anything like that too, if they
No,
would happen
yeah.
to come along or anything for fun.
No, yeah, your immediate family would not be tagging along. It would just be, a handful of advisors that you've probably met with at one time or another.
Okay.
A few guards you're probably familiar with, and
All right. Yep. Fine by him then. Still would
Okay,
like to
yeah.
keep going though.
yes, you skate around the edge of town. So, given that this is probably where you'll be returning to, I'm assuming you will all want to find some lodging here and secure it now.
Bastion knows a decent place, right?
Bastion knows some wealthy, well-off places.
Nobility place.
yeah,
Well, He
Or
at
it-
least knows what areas are safest, right?
sure.
It's
For
kinda
he
like-
knows which areas are safest for the nobility. Yes.
As they're going, he's like, "Look, buddy, I don't want to take a loan out to get a room for the night, okay?"
Yeah, I know. I'm not great with money, but I know that much at least. But look, that's the top place in the area. That's the second best. If we're in the same neighborhood as them, we're not going to be dangerous to stay here. No one's going to be stealing our stuff while we're gone.
I could probably get room with the guard barracks. Lena's
Oh.
kind of eyeing an outpost as they go by.
That's about as safe as we can get, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, technically speaking, there's a lot of kind of guard houses built into some of the outer walls of the city. So if you were looking for an immediate place, like you get into the city and you go rest, that would probably be the best option.
If we
because
get
you
there at
wouldn't have to
4
overcome-
a.m., that'd be a place.
Yeah,
He's like,
but just as a warning, it also depends on the nature of how you return.
Yeah.
Yep.
Plugging the skull of a dead god. It's like, hey!
Khalil also looked at me and was like, so do you think you could get us lodging with guards too, or are you trying to avoid us? If so, whatever. I just want to know what to expect here.
Honestly, I've never tried with a group. That being said, could be an option, could also be a terrible idea.
You hear this voice kind of creep into the back of your minds. Does that mean I can't kill any gods?
No.
You can assume that unless we say
And
otherwise.
shoots around. The cat's like, right, you do that.
In general, I feel like we should assume that you shouldn't kill a guard unless otherwise stated.
Look,
That is news to me.
I mean, check with Demea just to be sure. That's just my assumption.
unless you're pretty sure they're Ash Gang in disguise. Though you're a cat, I don't know how well you can parse that.
I think we can agree it's not just a cat.
I know it's not. Do we all look all the same to you, or what?
I mean, you're asking me or the cat?
The cat. He's looking at the cat. Like you can
You
recognize
insult-
faces, right?
You insult me.
I have no idea what you are. I don't know where
Also,
that
he-
baseline is.
Also, he insults everyone if it helps.
Okay, well, given how this conversation's going,
Right.
it
We're
can
not
be
going for the
postponed if you'd
best.
like.
We're not going for the second best. We're going for something affordable and easily to access.
Maybe closer to the like council place if we can.
Further.
Probably the
That's the
district, isn't
affluent area.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Bastion will kind of like look for somewhere that's got like a small market like within the neighborhood.
Closer to the gate.
Okay, so given your criteria, you're looking for something probably within the outer ring of the city.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
this is, where there's still like some nice houses here and there. Outside the outer ring of the city is like more of the kind of shanty towns and less well-off areas. So
I'm looking
inside the
for a
outer ring-
Motel 6 that's just off the off-ramp.
Yep.
Yeah, basically, yep. So you find a small place. Probably it's probably has no more than 6 or 7 rooms in it. It's just has there's no name on it. It just has this giant sign with a flagon on it.
Killer will hop off the thing and like go into the door. Just like one motion, just like hop.
Just before like everyone else follows him, it's like, is anyone comfortable sleeping in the same room as him? All right, Nemea, you can share his room.
Haven't been beaten to pieces, so that's
You can share his room. Lena, I assume you want your own room.
She shrugs.
Okay, save money. We should probably share one then.
Hmm.
I'm not sleeping anywhere near Killian. He's gonna kill me in my sleep.
Entering the building, it is there's maybe 10 tables there, a couple people there. It's still early afternoon, so there's not a lot of activity at this time. You can approach the owner of the establishment, and he'll notify you that plenty of rooms. There's no
New
one
reservations.
really staying here. Yeah.
We need a place to stay on the. Kelly leans out the door. 15th, or should we do 14th beforehand?
Hold on a second. I thought we were setting up for tonight.
Shrugs and is like, we can do both.
No, DM question. I thought we were setting up just for tonight.
I assume that's what you were doing.
Okay, my bad.
Okay.
I think we're all just like, what?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, if we're already here.
We can set that up closer to it if we're going to be doing any sort of back and forth travel.
Yeah,
I
fair.
didn't know if. Yeah. Okay, this was oddly phrased. Are we expecting to go around to the graveyard, do the thing, and get back again by tonight? I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not thinking
Are
so
we-
either. That's why I assume we were doing
Oh.
reservations for the meeting.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
that's.
honest. I'm playing
honestly,
D&D. I just
I
didn't think about in reservations.
I was wondering why we were being prompted to do reservations at all, given the uncertainty of time frame.
Yeah, well, it's like, yeah, we're gonna have to be here on the 15th, so I figured that's when we would be putting down a thing for. So,
I just didn't think that's what we're doing today. All right.
My bad. I may have misled you all. I'm sorry.
It's
Okay.
God, as long as we're not down a staircase, it's fine.
Hey, what's that staircase over in the corner of this room?
So can we just not do reservations, and whenever we happen to run in here, we try to get a place on the spot?
I mean, yeah, you can definitely try that. So
He goes,
Like Sebastian goes like, I thought we were just getting lunch.
he's trying. It's like, we're trying to get moving. Do you expect you're gonna be busy tonight?
Or
you
tomorrow?
see him think things might pick up as we get closer to, big fancy council stuff, but tonight should be okay.
Oh, so there might be less space for rooms when the council comes in.
There might be. There's not always. Sometimes it goes unnoticed, but there's a new member of the council that hasn't happened in years, so it might be a bigger event than normal.
But is that
That's
Cecilia?
that's like people coming
Yes.
in with caravans and lots of followers, or are we talking
Yeah,
just
no,
celebration?
it might be a kind of time for celebration. Yeah, there might be a lot of people coming in.
Hmm.
At least I'm hoping.
So we want to put one down for the 15th then, guys?
14th
So I was
as
hoping to
well.
get a baked potato.
We'll travel in the day before, stay the
Alright.
night.
2 rooms, 14 and 15.
Okay, yeah. You see him scrounging as he pulls up a dusty book. Like clearly this thing has not been opened in a long time. He flips open some pages. You can see the last time a note was put in this was maybe like 2 months ago. It's like, and who can I put that under?
Question.
Balder.
Yeah, Bastard
Uh,
Balder.
I just, okay, sure. He takes the name down. He says, now, reservation, would require the money up front for
How
such
much,
a thing.
How much for how many nights?
So he takes a quick look around at all of you. I can do.
Try to upsell us. Just the standard price, please. I know that look. I've been here a couple times. Just the standard price, please.
I can do 50 copper for 1 night for 1 room.
So 2 silver total.
Can I insight that?
Sure.
See if he's maybe putting it up because of how some of us look.
This,
Oh wow, I actually rolled decent. 18.
Hey, nice.
It'll happen at some point, Devin. Don't worry.
Yeah, okay, evened.
Hey, I roll decent sometimes.
Okay, so in stay 50 copper. Yep. Yep. He between that's a great roll. No, 50 copper seems standard for an average place. You might think it doesn't seem that nice, but it's not unreasonable.
Bastion will just put down the 1 silver for 2 nights for 1 room for me.
Okay, so you just paid for yourself.
Well, I paid for the 1 room for me and Lena.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Don't look over. You want to split it there, Scald? Looks to Nemia.
Nick?
Need some change, but I'll hand over a silver piece and
Okay, so hold on. You guys are staying for 2 nights?
Yeah.
14.
Yeah, 14, 15.
So
15
it's
rooms. Total of
big-
2 silver pieces.
oh,
2
okay.
rooms, 2 nights.
Then I don't need.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Sounds good. So yeah, you can
So-
remove that from your inventory. And he says, "Wonderful. This is great."
And can I please get just like some kind of meal to take with me?
Yeah. What would you like? Hazy like scrounges around. He's like, I don't have much in the way of meals, but I've
You have a
got
baked
snacks.
potato?
You see him kind of like one second.
Just whatever's quick. That's fine.
Yep. He comes back with some bread, some veggies, and he's like, I found this one potato. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Just-
works for me.
Is it just a potato?
Yes, he found a single potato,
And not cooked, not nothing.
not cooked. Just I was like, I had this potato, but I haven't
no,
done
I'll
anything
talk-
with it yet.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll
Man,
take the sandwich
that's
and I'll take the
suspicious.
potato.
That potato probably has a name, man.
All right. So
Well, if it
sorry.
has a name,
You
it's
never
better
find
than
one potato.
So sorry. How much was Nemia putting down?
If what are we paying? Like 2 a night? 2 for the 2 nights?
Yeah, it's
So between you and Killian, it's 1 silver.
Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, half.
half and half.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, 50 copper each then. Mark that off for me.
It's good.
All right. And it's like, and bottle of mead, bottle of ale, whatever you got.
Okay, I might have to charge you for that. That's bit over a little bit over my hospitality there. Sorry.
Worth a try. All right. How much?
How much are you looking for?
Small bottle, just to go.
Okay. 10 copper,
All right.
and he produces a small bottle. It's what would be a good measurement? I guess it'd be like a standard, like a little bit bigger than a standard bottle of beer, roughly.
All right. Yep.
Nothing crazy.
Yep. Fine by him.
Okay. And I look forward to seeing you again.
Glad to hear it. And appreciate the potato. This bastard starts munching the rest of the food.
Killian
Like the potato in his
gives
hand
an
on the way out.
honest, like confused chuckle, just like it's a whatever. And he walks out.
He didn't charge me for it. I'm glad. Be a good meal later.
Please tell me you're going to cook it.
I can cook it.
Good.
Okay. You guys make your way out of the city. As the sun falls lower in the sky as you make your way around this mountain. And it is a mountain. It is, quite tall. You could probably trek up it, within a day, but it does have, it is of a good size to it. You do see some buildings kind of scattered throughout as stuff has been built slowly upwards onto this mountain.
That wouldn't be a bad one to climb. You kind of looking as they're going by.
I mean,
Uh,
with the kind of mission we have, I'd like to have the knees
Not
of
on the
a
way here,
20-year-old.
Don't worry.
Killian, are you telling me that you are quite literally, you see a mountain, the first thing you think is to climb it?
He looks and is like, I mean, if it's big enough.
How big would you have to carve your name in it so that we could see it from here?
That's Can you help with magic for that? He,
Certainly.
he says like with a hand on his chin, like.
But Master will pull out a chisel. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, but that takes a while.
How long did it take you to use a knife to do it? That's incredibly inefficient. What did you scratch it out? You rub it away in the next week.
He like slowly like nods like I
You
swung
scratch
it like it was a
if you do that, it's gonna scratch out within like the week. Next time water falls on it, you gotta like carve it. If you actually want to make it last, come on.
it's pretty big though.
Have you never worked with something harder than your skull? Like, come on.
Nothing's harder than that.
Oh, I've
This-
noticed.
this conversation passes for some time, just constant throwing insults at one another,
My bones are like diamond.
till eventually you do begin to approach upon the large gates that surround the grand cemetery. True to word, you actually do see a patrol currently going around it. They'll kind of give you a nod as you're going by, as you continue to move forward.
As they're
to-
just going, you just might. Ladies and gentlemen, what's this place?
What?
Yikes.
Why do you love to harass every
Mm.
guard we pass by?
This is the Grand Cemetery. Move along.
Ignore him, he's a numbskull. And I'm gonna make the horse trot a little faster again.
Okay. Yep. So yep, you are here. You are basically there is a large. It's kind of like a half wall, and then like these iron gates sticking out for the rest of the wall, surrounding what you can clearly see is there's grave plots, there's mausoleums, there's all sorts of stuff.
Iron gates. How thick are the bars?
We'll just climb
Uh,
over an asshole.
They are
You are
fairly-
no fun.
they
Evidence.
are
We climb mountains.
Yeah,
They are
climb gates
fairly
too. Also, I have heat metal. Doesn't matter how thick they are. Moving on.
so
Let's
It-
try not to keep. Let's try to keep the property damage down.
yeah. So it is around 5 o'clock, let's say.
All right.
Sun is still out, though it is low in the distance.
Just
It
take
is-
like a cloak and like wrap it around his chainmail just to make sure he's not glittering.
You sure you want to
'Cause
be
su-
wearing
su-
that there, Dingan?
Sun reflect. Well, in retrospect, I'm not wearing plate armor, so it is like I'm more like a if you rattle me, I'll make noise. But like I said, if I can keep the visual,
Yeah, you can do your
Yeah.
best to try and cloak yourself.
yeah, he'll just make sure it's not glittering because golden hour plus chainmail means that you're very quite shiny.
Hmm.
All right. First order of business, we need a place to hide the cart and horses, somewhere safe for them, out of sight,
We
where
could
they won't
find a-
draw attention.
We could find a place to wait a little bit, and we could go under cover of dark.
That as well. But we also need to find a place to watch the patrols while there's still a little bit of light.
Killen's gonna just give a glance around. Can he, like, just from the path they're going on, poke out any good places they could, like, pull into?
So there's a lot of shrubbery. You think that you could perhaps find the right section of road that is inclined enough that you could get the cart and horses down there that they would be hidden.
Some place a patrol won't just walk by.
Yeah. So
Well, if we can get the cart in one place, then walk the horses 100 meters away, just to give them a place to roam. Don't want to keep them tied up the whole time.
Don't suppose I could do, like, a quick perception check for, like, finding a
Yeah.
real good spot?
sure, give me a check.
Alright.
Could I help?
7.
Too late.
So whoever is proficient
Mm,
in perception can also make a check.
mm.
Are none of us?
I am.
Oh boy.
I am.
Oh, okay.
I just
Sorry,
rolled
if,
it.
if none of us were proficient, I was gonna be like, turn. Like, no.
So
To be fair, Eric made the sheets.
I did.
I know, but just like the idea of an entire party with no one with perception is hilarious.
I thought I spread it out well enough. So, yeah. So Killian, you're looking around, but you keep coming back to the shrubs. Like, maybe I can find the right one.
The sun's in my eyes.
Sure, that's her excuse.
While Lena
Bastion.
immediately sees kind of further off in the distance, it would definitely not be in the path of any patrol, because the patrol you've seen probably maybe 2 go by now. And they stick strictly to the perimeter of the gates. This one looks to be like a little plot of farmland, a little ways in the distance, probably like less than a mile. You could probably go, blend in there quite well.
All right. She just turns the horses towards it. I think I see something. Does it look like the farm is in use? Or is it?
Yes. It does look like worked land. and recently. But given the sun's going down, there is no one currently out in the fields.
Let's
You
make sure we tie the horses away from the crops.
Yeah, you can see that like a kind of a small trickle of smoke coming out from the central house in the middle.
If we ask them, they might be able to watch after the horses while we're away.
And if they ask why we're here and what we're doing,
I say we let Nemea do the talking. We stay over here.
Guard
My only
business.
concern is that they remember our quite particular set of faces.
Well, if they just remember yours,
I'm highly rememberable,
you make a fair point.
memorable.
All right, hold on. He kind of strips the chainmail and like does his best to look a little bit less like he does at all other times of the day. He'll like leave the shield behind and kind of use his great club as a walking stick, pretty much.
Just to check, nobody in this party has the folk hero background, right?
No, I have the noble background.
I have
Alright,
a noble background.
Yeah, just to make sure nobody has that and is forgetting it, because that would be useful. But
Let's see.
Okay.
I'll grab Bastion and say, stand here and put him on the road
what are
and
you
kick
doing?
the dirt.
Oh,
Just so
okay.
a little bit of dust comes up.
Yep. He'll kind of like lean down, like make sure he gets some on his like neck and stuff. Doesn't
No.
put it in his face.
Dylan hands
What
the bottle over here.
are
Take a
you-
drink of this. Get it on your breath.
What
Yeah,
are
sure
you
thing.
actually doing?
Looking
We
less
used
like
to
I normally
do this with the troop to look like where it travels, and they used to pity us and give us a little bit of extra meat from time to time.
Can I just point something out?
Yeah,
We have horses, 2 of them. Normally, if somebody looks pitiable and down on their luck and like they don't have money, that means the horses are stolen.
well, he's the one walking.
Horses
Don't
are
worry.
no.
No,
Horses are
I understand. I'll make sure I'm being very clear that I'm heading towards Haverford to do a bit of mercantile work. Or sorry, towards New Haven to do a bit of mercantile work. Trading with the declares.
Lana gestures to the back of the cart, which is presumably empty.
He gestures to his coin pouch. I'm going to buy stuff, not sell.
All right. As long as you have that covered.
We're gonna tell
Yep.
them we're camping
May
out
I-
in the cart.
Sorry?
We're gonna tell them we're camping out in the cart.
No, I got a backpack full of camping equipment. Don't you?
Well, yeah, I'm just making sure we're. If we're going in there, they're gonna be wondering what we're doing in the middle of the night if
Okay.
we're not camping here.
Here's the thing. They might be watching this cart and these horses for a couple of days, and it makes no sense for a merchant to leave his cart here and then walk to New Haven on foot.
Of course.
I say that we leave the cart and horses with them, say the very vague phrase guard business. You would be amazed at how far that gets you with most people.
I
And
like
then
that
we
idea.
walk to the mountains.
In that case, give me my chainmail back.
Doesn't that
let's
take
look-
like 10
look-
minutes?
Yep.
I imagine he's like halfway out of it while they're having this conversation. Just like, oh, fuck me, okay. He puts it back on. It's 5 minutes to take off, 10 minutes to put on.
Okay.
We're still traveling.
Sorry, Nick.
You're just kind of kneeling in the back of the cart, trying to struggle into and out
Yeah,
of
pretty
chainmail.
much. You're kind of like, I wish we would have told that before. Here. Nemea, if you lose this, so help me, I will end you. And he hands her in the hero's order. And he's going to take the short sword, buckle it onto his belt instead, that he took earlier. And just, alright, I'll be back in a bit. And,
What do
I
you mean
don't-
you'll be back in a bit?
are you all coming with me?
Who the hell has the badge?
Okay.
Bastion trying to take charge, getting shot down at every turn.
It's like, not even trying to take charge, he's just trying to get this done.
I start a fire here so it's not completely weird. It
Hmm,
looks like,
yeah,
we're expecting to stay here for the night.
Sure.
Yeah, no, if you're
Go
going to
ahead.
make sure you put my potato to roast, please.
I,
Um,
There's no tinfoil in
the
this
coal
setting.
Just put it in the coals. On the edge. Don't put it like in the center like you do with tinfoil, but like put it on the edge.
What's tinfoil?
I'm saying that to you as Devin.
You said it in the passion voice.
Okay.
It's my voice.
All right. I'm gonna go to the farmhouse. Gonna knock on the door. Gonna ask the people to watch the cart and the horses until we return. Guard business up on the mountain. We will be back for them and compensate them for their trouble.
Yeah, they do not question you when you flash the badge.
Sounds good. All right, and then go back
Nice,
to the
lovely
campfire.
family. Yep.
Killian starts a small fire and throws the potato in the coals.
All right,
As long as
we're
you turn
going.
it halfway done.
We're gonna take a quick 5 minutes, guys.
All right.
All right.
I'm in the washroom then.
Oh,
She'll be
this
right
is-
back.
I just wanted to talk to the people in the house. At least I didn't shoot them this time.
I'm sorry. Just
Oh no, I'm not blaming you for it. Just like, oh, I need sleep.
They're lovely people, and I'm sure that Bastian had an interesting conversation with them. While
Yeah,
Lena
exactly.
tried
It's like, do you have any
stuff-
salt and pepper? I'm like trying to cook a potato right now. Didn't bring any
while
spices
Lena
with
just
me.
tries to step on his foot.
Just like chatting about like, oh, by the way, any sign of a storm coming in or not from this area, etc., etc. It's like, fuck the asshole, get over here. Although actually, he's from pretty close here. His accent probably isn't too different.
Could be from pretty close, but still not be from quote unquote around here. You know, if that makes sense. Not close enough to know the weather patterns of this particular mountain.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, mountains do kind of fuck with weather.
Yeah. You get away with it. Just fine.
I need to get Bastion some plate mail. He's not a tin can yet. He has to be a tin can. More of like a walking coin purse.
To be fair, Elena is also wearing chainmail, so she might be jingly as well.
Oh yeah, we're both not quiet.
Yeah, it'll be fun. She at least does have a plus to her dexterity, so
Yeah. Can't say I can claim that.
Alrighty, I'm back.
I think we're just waiting for Devin.
I think so. Nick is also muted, but he might just be here. Whee!
We
What
are
were the-
so close.
What were the horses' names?
You would have asked this before leaving.
I'm asking the DM. I'm sorry.
No, it's
No,
fine.
I'm not.
I'm assuming you would have asked Nora before leaving.
Probably. It's not important information, but if you had some picked out, go ahead.
All right,
If
one of
not-
them is Bluebell,
Aw.
and the other is Butterscotch.
Oh, look at them. Yeah.
They're really cute names. I was thinking like Chestnut and Moxie.
Nope, these are Nora's horses, so
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah.
at least what's left of them, anyways.
We're gonna do our best.
Yes, we will take care of these ones, so help me God.
God,
And I-
every time I've given you guys horses,
The
They
last
always
one's got given to a friendly group. Except for when we were run out of a town. But the one
I'm-
before that, we left with a friendly village.
do you guys remember what happened to the first horses I ever gave you?
I remember you guys telling me about what happened to it.
What, in this game or in previous
No,
game?
in the previous game.
We left them somewhere. They were supposed to be taken back to the stable we rented them from, but unfortunately we got blasted out the side of a mountain, the other side,
That's right.
and we never went back to them. So, they were left in the care of someone somewhere. They're okay.
I'm
They
freaking
didn't-
out right now.
What?
Okay.
I went downstairs, get a drink, There was a single potato on the counter.
Little do you know, I texted your mother to mess with you.
Yeah, I know. We had French fries today. I know why it's there. But it was a single potato.
Life imitates art.
Mm.
I had potatoes for dinner too.
Mhm.
Let's go.
I've eaten potatoes for
are-
dinner like
which
2
are-
days in a row.
Made with potatoes, so
Did I miss anything?
close enough.
The horses' names are Bluebell and Butterscotch.
Mm.
Oh yes.
They are very nice horses.
Did we name them, or did the what's her name name?
I don't know. Nora
Nora.
name her.
I get better question. Did you guys name them, or did Eric name
No,
them?
Eric did.
Okay.
All right.
Gotta be prepared with you guys. You guys are always gonna ask names. Shit.
Well, I don't.
I
Judge,
try to avoid it because I know what that feels like.
I don't judge Ariel's capacity to make up names for horses.
You should.
Hmm?
I can't. I'm not good at naming things on the fly.
Yeah, but you're better than I am. You're better than Devin is.
I just know your Breath of the Wild habits. That's all.
I read.
Yeah, the problem is we can't pronounce your names.
They are perfectly pronounceable. You just don't know how to pronounce them with the spellings.
Oh, I'm not denying that. I'm not saying it's from your lack of skill. It's from my lack of knowledge for sure. We still can't pronounce them.
Anyways,
that.
Like every time I look at the names that you guys have in the Discord, I still just kind of grunt.
Okay. You can stop long enough to get a meal in you. You gotta, shake out the kinks from the day of travel in the cart.
P. Is the potato good?
It can be cooked well enough.
can we do can Killian have a survival check to see if he put it in a good spot near the fire?
Let's
Okay.
do that.
So you
It's,
dropped it into the fire, didn't you?
I'm weaponizing my shitty rolls.
so so it's parts of it are cooked, parts of it are not quite as cooked as it needs to be.
Bastion just kind of looks at it. It's like, Killian, can you do me a favor?
I mean, turns.
Can you hand me your knife for a second?
That no.
I'm not reaching my hand into the flames to take out the fire, to take out the potato. You put them in the coals on the side, good sir.
He looks like I eat food. I don't cook food.
How do you eat the food then? Have you never cooked for yourself?
I've cooked for myself. Just
Was it edible, or did you break teeth on it?
Lena walks over and then kicks the potato out of the fire.
Oh, no, there's a shoe print on. All right. And he'll just kind of like pick it up in like in a.
wait.
And a
Hold on.
glove.
You work a fucking forge.
Yes, and I wear gloves so I don't burn myself.
You have gauntlets on.
No, I don't. I'm wearing chainmail, sir.
Mm.
These are leather. You don't put leather inside of fire. And then, yes, it would probably work for that case, but the potato might have oils coming out of it, and especially with things like water, you don't want to do that. You get steam. What you do is you take heavily laden gloves, multiple times treated, like they have at the forge, although I had to repair those two before I used them.
You telling me you don't have any
And
of those
then
in your
you-
back pocket?
No! Why would I bring them with me? You have a walking
'Cause
forge
you're-
to bring with you?
Because you're you.
I can look at metal and make it into the shape I want. Why would I bring the gloves with me if I don't
You're
have a
like
forge?
75% blacksmith and 25% smith.
What?
So,
Take that.
I'm at least 5% hair. Thank you very much. Second of
Me
all, again, I can look at metal long enough, and it turns into what I want if I don't have a forge with me. If I have a
There's-
forge and I use gloves.
Bastion has a
Anemia.
brief moment where he runs his hand through his hair, it shimmers in the breeze.
Yes, Lena.
I assume that you and I can be quiet.
We could try.
Let's leave them here and just go scout things out.
That's a good choice.
How are you at climbing ridges?
Well, I'm pretty confident about it,
Killian
which
puts a-
doesn't
Killian puts a
reflect
hand up.
my actual skill, I think.
I'm very good at it, to be fair. Also, I'm not wearing armor.
Yeah, I said let
Also,
Wolfman do
you
it.
are being very loud.
Are we taking him?
Oh no, I'm staying right here near my potato.
Then
I
we're
know not
fine.
scout.
All right then. Let's go.
Okay.
Bastion quietly all alone eats his potato.
I mean, it's there with chili.
All right. What are you specifically doing?
I'm wanting to find some sort of terrain close enough to see the guards patrolling, but not so close that we're on top of them or that they're likely to see us.
Okay.
Hidden spot. I'm assuming because it's a mountain, there will be various ridges, trees, shrubbery.
Yeah. So the landscape is very much uh, Lord of the Rings esque, where it's like you have these rolling grasslands kind of dotted by kind of rocky terrain here and there. As it gets as the incline goes up, as it goes onto the mountain, it gets more and more rocky. If you wanted, you could perhaps scale the mountain a little bit, and if you stay in between the rocks, you could probably find a good vantage spot.
Okay.
You want to go?
I'm gonna try and do
it?
that. I think so.
Um,
As they're just
You,
walking, out of curiosity, how is Lena's armor clinking or not clinking?
I'm assuming you guys are just going at a normal pace, which is, it's light.
Okay,
Uh,
out of character, is it one that gives you disadvantage on stealth checks?
Ah.
Chainmail.
Chainmail does.
All right. So there is a little rattle as they go.
Yep, there's a light clinking and a normal walk. Yes.
Okay.
That's why she's not trying to get close, just far enough to see little guard forms walking back and forth.
Yep. Just for the future.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, Lena, you have the benefit of knowing the standard pace of a patrol march. So you literally just need to see two go by, and you'll have the full schedule.
Okay, sounds good. Also, a most likely place by appearances to get over the wall.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys can make your way up into the rocks, a little ways up the mountain, kind of staring down. There's nowhere that you can like kind of use the mountain to hop into the cemetery, but you get a good kind of vantage spot from a higher elevation. I wouldn't say you go too far up the mountain, maybe just a few minutes.
Mhm.
So you do see two patrols go by in about a 15-minute interval. So you've got about 15 minutes before the next one rolls by. The ideal time for sound obviously would be right at the middle mark. That's the time where the two nearest patrols would be farthest away.
So how many patrols are there, like, at one specific place, or are they, like, doing, like, a whole round-robin thing? Or...
From what you can tell, there's just there's two guards doing a patrol every 15 minutes. You haven't seen the same two guards, so it's been two separate parties so far. Given the size of the place, there's probably at least one more, perhaps two more patrols.
Does it look like they're just kind of, like, going on kind of like a carousel? Almost?
Yes, actually, yeah, basically.
Okay. So they're all kind of, like, walking in the same direction, then?
Yes.
Okay. So we know they're always going to be looking in one certain direction. Alright. Is there... Could Gillian get a look at them? Like, do any of them seem... Like, do any of the guards seem like, different than the others? Like, any of them slower, any of them with, like, less armor, more armor, much taller guy, much shorter guy?
No, so everyone is standard issue armor. They all look, reasonably well fit. Like there's no obviously older fat guy walking around in a suit of armor.
Right.
There's a little variation in height, but all these guards have their helmets on, so it's not immediately obvious, who is what. So there's no distinct features saying like, oh, we should definitely go with that one. I can take him easily or anything like that.
Yeah, and armor and helmets. What kind of armor does it look like they're rocking?
So, it's standard city guard armor, which is slightly unusual since this is not directly in a city. but this is Grand Cemetery, so
Probably some
there's
contracted kind of thing.
no. These are official. Any guards within the Union are official guards. That's just how it works.
Okay.
But it's just these are outfitted in city guard outfits, probably paid a little bit more.
But they're
This is-
dedicated to this one spot.
Yes.
Okay.
You imagine if you were a guard, this might be one of the more comfortable positions.
Hmm.
Not much
Alright.
activity, not much people. Just
We
gotta
wait
walk a lot.
We wait about 6 to 7 minutes for the first patrol to go by. Rush over, get everybody up and over the wall.
I guess they're not really
Okay.
expecting much to come in, are they?
No. And we are not going to give them any reason to be put on alarm or alert or suspicious because remember, we have to get out as well.
Something to be said about. I feel like there's a joke here about breaking into a graveyard.
Probably, but
Save it for the
Unfortunately-
scald.
alright. How quickly do you think we can do this? You can scale a wall. I'm pretty sure I can scale a wall.
I can scale a
Have-
wall fast.
back.
Is the thing.
That is the thing. Nemia,
Hmm.
are you going to need help?
Out of character, hypothetically, if like Killian had anemia on his back, would he be at the same pace as like everyone else?
You would.
I mean, if you have strength score that can lift it, it should be okay.
Yeah, I would say you'd probably move it kind of like half pace, but that's still great.
Okay. Let's head back to Bastion, collect him, put out the fire, and try to do this.
Do you want to take the cat, lucky you?
I'm sorry, are you talking to me or Nemia?
Yeah, you.
No,
Just as they're walking back.
not really.
Well, I'm not taking the bard and the cat on my back.
I have the feeling the cat's going to manage just fine.
Probably.
Again, you insult me.
I don't know where the baseline is. What are you? Don't tell my
Okay.
capability to insult people, but I'm not trying.
Well, for the qualifications, she's about 70% cat, 30% spawn,
Spawn.
fiend.
Fiend. Is that official metric?
I'll
If
look
I'm
at Chile.
75% blacksmith, it can't be that bad.
Okay, you guys approach. You find a good spot to wait for, like you're just in the shrubs, kind of off the side of the road for the first patrol to pass. And then you don't have an official way to keep time, but Lena, you keep track in your head. As it approach about the 7-minute mark, you guys get ready to make your go.
As they're preparing, Killian snaps his fingers like, I got it!
Shut up and move.
Graveyards are full because people are dying to get in. I got it!
Pretty good.
Oh, Christ,
Alright.
no. No, that couldn't have been good.
We get over there and start
Bastion
trying.
looks more deeply
all our
offended than
way
you've
up the
ever seen
wall.
him.
So the Chili runs out ahead, and you see her just running straight at the wall. As she leaps at the wall, vanishes in a puff of smoke through the wall.
Knew it.
Don't doubt the cat.
Lena's gonna run over and try to climb the wall.
So you do not have a climb speed, so athletics check.
Can Killian
Yep.
get at the bottom of the wall and basically just like do the boost up for everyone?
Oh yeah.
Yes, Lena does not take that help though.
Alright.
Lena's like, no. Lena, you're
Lena
able
gets
to
there
get.
first.
You're
I
able
should-
to quickly
Oh, go ahead.
scale. Nemia, you get a little boost from Killian, and you're able to get good way up and hop over. It's probably about a 15-foot wall. So.
Christ.
Yeah.
Bastion will tap
Should take
himself
it.
with guidance first and then do it.
Okay. Reluctantly, you get a little boost from Killian.
Yeah, sorry from too heavy.
Nah, you're not.
Yeah.
All right.
So
In that case, push.
you get a little, yeah, you get a little boost. You're able to climb over.
I'll fucking
Now-
caber toss you.
Do it.
Uh,
Save your time.
so,
How far can Killian throw him up?
ooh,
Hold on. Let me get the weight of chainmail. 280 pounds. How far can you throw it? Not counting my weapons and stuff.
I would assume not very.
I don't know. Okay, make an athletics check or what?
Yeah, sure. Make an athletics check. We'll see how
Alright.
this goes. You can lift that much. I know you can.
Mhm.
Oh, you know what? You're able to give him a sizable like. He goes up a few feet, like straight up, like from the push. He goes up a few feet.
All right.
I like to imagine for the first time in his life, Bastion feels what it feels like to be tossed.
Yeah, a little bit. Yes.
Oh, come on. First time in his life? Not even when he was a teeny little thing?
That he remembers, I said.
Okay. I missed that.
Okay, so make a stealth check for the.
Oh
landing
boy,
level.
guidance again, please. Please tell me I can do that.
Oh,
Yeah,
this-
you get to the
fun
top. You sit there and wait a second. Okay.
I know many
Um,
words of encouragement.
Nate,
Oh,
quick question.
Yeah.
Everyone's rolling before we
This
can
is
talk.
Yeah, this is for the landing, right?
hmm
Can Lena just, as she jumps down, whoosh, wings, and then land quietly?
Yes,
Great
you can.
Okay. Do I still need to roll?
No, I'm assuming you could land as quietly as you need to.
Okay, the athlete, I can get up from prone using only 5 feet of movement. Does that help with breaking falls at all? Like,
Well,
can you, like,
I'm
make roll?
assuming you guys would try to reasonably climb down and not just jump 15 feet.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
Bastion
for, like,
is still
landing
loud as shit.
quietly.
So,
Should I even stealth check at this point, or? are we fucked
Killian
anyways?
would not need to, because you could just climb down and like, you're fine.
All right.
So I guess this is more for Nemia and Bastion.
Which goes about as well as you see.
Bastion lands with a really loud clanging of his oh, you're in scale?
No,
do you-
chain.
Chain, sorry. There's a large rattling of chain, and like you all like freeze for a moment just listening. And there's no immediate response. I mean, you guys did time this so that you would hopefully be out of earshot as much as possible. But yeah, you can
Let's
keep
keep
moving.
going.
The damage is done, whatever it may be.
Yep.
Okay, so
I like to imagine to me, like I said, accident, like mildly steps on the cat. And there's just like a. I'm assuming you would immediately find a place to take cover. There's a large section of the cemetery is just a flat tombstone on the ground, like kind of like more like a plaque than anything. Those will most likely be from the more recent deaths, or for those that for those that died in the calamity. This would be the area that they'd be in. Kind of more towards the central area, towards no, sorry. Ooh, back that up. Away from the central area, more towards where the mountain is, you would see a lot more mausoleums and such, and that is probably your best bet. So you can make your way in that direction. Probably take cover behind a mausoleum to avoid the next patrol that's going by. But you are in the cemetery.
All right.
What do you do now?
Killian, give a just general glance around, see if there's anything that we might not have been seeing or something. Just of the area
yeah.
around them.
Sure, make a perception check.
All right. Just taking a second.
Can I perception for that name specifically, Avabon, as we start to travel towards the mausoleums?
Yeah, so you would most likely have to inspect each one as
Okay.
you go by.
Oh, well, there we go.
So would
Okay.
that be investigation instead, or is that automatic?
You would obviously find a name, So it's
Yeah.
more of just it will take time.
Okay.
So give me an investigation. You'll if you go through every single one, you'll eventually find it. This will just be
Yeah.
how long it takes.
Okay.
So it surprisingly does not take long. So you have a brief moment of like intuition in that if this is going to lead down into some crypt, there's a good chance that maybe it leads into the mountain. So you kind of find some of a grouping of mausoleums that's closer towards where the mountain is. You're fairly close to the edge of the actual cemetery itself and to the wall, but you're staying well enough within cover. You find this group of 5 kind of built around this central walkway leading out. Um, you know, you do a quick walk around, and at the very end of this walkway, you find this rather, I mean, as modest as a mausoleum goes. You find a very old, rundown, modest mausoleum with the Avabon name on it.
It's like a graveyard gazebo.
Yeah, most of the things in this area have not been well kept up. So there's maybe some plants growing over some things, and some chunks of rock have broken off
A bit mossy.
over time. Yes. But yeah, you find the mausoleum that you are looking for.
All right.
These are not the graves you were looking for.
Are we gonna have to like move another tomb over to the side for the secret entrance, or what?
There's 2 doors leading in. They are closed to these strong, sturdy stone doors.
I've got a terrible feeling we have to go inside. We can check the outside first, though. I wouldn't mind that.
Quick walk around.
Let's do it quickly. Meet you around the back.
Sure.
2 each.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
each. Maybe the others keep a lookout.
Ah,
Okay.
cool.
Why have
Do my best.
why have the clanky ones move more than they have to?
I'll stay right here.
All right, I'll
All
do
right.
the go around.
Yeah, Killian goes around one side. Nemia, do you want to go around the other? Or no, wait, the perception is these 2. Okay, what do we want to prioritize? Perception or quiet?
Well, I'm not quiet.
Okay, you stay
At
on
the
guard
moment,
with
at least.
Stay on guard with Bastion at the front.
Okay.
Bastion will basically get as low to the ground as he can, kind of like just like sit down and lean deep into his seat and just look around.
Yep. So those going around, you can do a quick trip around. A lot of the stones here, like gravestones, are older. There's a few that have even the names have worn off. Any etchings have kind of faded. The mausoleum itself is not large at all. It takes 30 seconds to get all the way around it tops, and that's just jumping over various gravestones and in and amongst rocks and stuff. It's more the terrain than actually getting around it. Nothing to it. Looks like one way in, one way out.
Okay.
Nothing fancy.
All right, then. Go back around to the front.
As they're going to notice, Killian kind of looking at the gravestones with like the rubbed off names, just like not quite a prayer, but a like internal condolence to them.
Mm-hmm.
So, do either of you have magic that can open that door quietly, or are we doing this the hard way?
I mean, my arms have been said to be pretty magical.
Shut up. Is it made of stone?
It is.
If you
Is
need
it made of
silence, I can give you
Yes.
silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a stone door. Yeah.
Oh, silence would be fantastic.
Oh, we could just bust this bitch open. And
When
no
we
one
could do
would
it
hear us.
quietly this way.
I'd rather not leave too many signs that someone was here. breaking things.
Well, then how would
Is it
you
like
like to
s-
do that and also get in there?
To be clear, is it like like sealed stone or?
Well, no one's tried it.
I was gonna say, can Bastion like look at it first? Like what are we looking at here?
It looks like two stone doors, like like a double door thing. Looks like they push in.
Bastion will just kind of like wave Killian over, like make sure that it doesn't drag on the ground. But let's just try to open it first. If it starts to creak, let's stop.
All right. So, do you want to both do one door and make sure it's off the ground?
Yeah, probably. Here, and he'll kind of just like, is it like a handle?
Yeah, there's a grip area. Yes.
Yeah, he'll
Uh,
take like just like a piece of steel, just like to put it under so we can both heave at the same time.
I'll just
Yep.
like one of us can get advantage, probably.
Yeah, I have a higher check, I think. So
All right.
So they're not barred shut. So it opens without much effort. The only effort you guys have is
keeping it
Yeah,
quiet.
kind of. Trying to keep it quiet because it is very much as you're pushing, it's grating against ground. You're breaking like some roots of some plants,
Yeah.
and so there is noise associated with it, but it's
It-
not terribly loud.
Yeah, if there begins to be noise from like stuff shifting, he'll take like a thin blade basically and just like push anything beneath it to right of the way. And if there's like a root or something, he'll just try to cut it so it's not cracking open.
Yep. I mean, these haven't been opened in a very long time, but you do get them open, not terribly loud. Meanwhile, Killian throws the other side just open. It scrapes against the ground a little
No,
bit.
oh
but
no, sorry, I didn't mean to do. He's doing that. I mean
Oh, that's what he
the
was gonna do.
the conversation being had of Killian saying to bust it open. He was saying like he wasn't going to
Ah.
like punch the stone in half. He was just going to drag it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
he's being careful in reality.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Yes, so you get it open, and inside you find it is dark. The light there's still a oh no, it is dark outside. So, you have the last hints of light in the sky, and it is dark inside here.
Bastion will just tap his shield with light.
Thank you.
I was gonna say before they go in, he'll just ask like anyone see anything.
Bastion will tap his shield with light at that point then.
The light radiates from your shield into this smallish. It's probably maybe 15 by 15 foot of walkway. Inside of it, there's various plaques on the wall where you can assume people are interred. There's various names, all of the Avabon name scattered throughout. There is what looks like kind of like an offering altar thing at the back, as as if this place was once visited on a semi-regular basis, but it has long since decayed. You see the very hint wisps of what would have been some material in the offering on the offering area. That is what you see.
Killian will just look over. You can't see in the dark there, devil kid. Looks at Nemia.
Let's see what can I see?
Like he's just curious if like assumedly it's a thing that people know that some races can see in the dark better than others. GM.
Yeah, it is generally known.
All right. He'll just ask like, you can't see in the dark there, devil kid.
Can for sure do.
Can or can't? Sorry.
Can.
No.
I'll take a look.
No, you just said earlier, can anyone see anything, and no one said anything. So
Gotcha.
Oh,
Yes, so-
sorry.
Nemia, yeah, you would have been able to see in and kind of make out some of these details. Not so well like making out names, but you could have definitely seen everything inside. The light obviously made it much easier for everyone.
Any sign of like any kind of like past movements here? Does the dust seem settled
It is very settled.
Very
This
settled.
has not been
Okay.
opened in a long time.
All right, let's start looking
Oh.
for
Okay.
a way through, probably towards the back where it butts up against the mountain. Floor, back wall, anything like that.
Can we give a
Oh.
look around?
Yeah,
Okay, let's
you
find
can
out.
give me if there's something specific you're looking for, investigation. If nothing specific, perception.
Killen's looking for
Oh.
the same kind of thing that they saw in the other place, so just like something that might have a little gap underneath it to be dragged and uncover something.
Okay.
Anything that might, how to put this? If this was deliberately built over an entrance to a thing, there might be some sign of it, some carving or mark or rune or whatever. Elena's gonna see if she can find anything like that, anything out of place like that.
Okay.
Just trying to perceive anything
well-
that might be like, that's the mountain. Let's look down.
This is gonna be
Killian,
great.
you are not having any luck.
He's
This
just
looks
trying to like run his fingers under like the little like seams for like any you know little like any coffins or anything to the side. And he's just kind of like nothing.
Yeah, no, you got nothing.
Bastion just kind of look around. It's like, oh, that's the direction of the mountain. Need to go into somewhere. Just look in that general direction.
Looking straight, like if you were to look straight at the mountain, it looks like it's like if you were to look straight at the altar at the back of the room.
So Bastion will kind of just look over the back of the room.
Oh,
Guidance if he has the time to.
This altar is like flush with the back wall, and you know the size of it since it was you guys went around it. You know that back wall that it's just empty space behind it.
yep. Okay, so floor.
So yeah, then perception or
Okay, so Lena, it looks like solid floor. As you're going over it, though, it doesn't look right. Like the way the stones are laid on the floor, it doesn't. It's not how you would normally expect stones to be laid. It looks like they're laid in almost like thin rows instead of like squares. Something seems off about it, though. You're not sure what you can do with that knowledge.
Okay. Thin rows, almost like planks of wood instead of stone. Is that what you're getting at? Like,
It like without on first glance it looks like it's set like it's just square stones everywhere, but
Okay.
upon closer inspection, half of like some of the like the divots where separating the stones, they're actually still connected, so it does look like a long piece of stone versus a bunch of different smaller stones.
Okay. She'll bring that to the group's attention in case anybody else has an epiphany. But
Killen's gonna walk over to it. Can he like knock on the stone just with a finger?
Yeah, so this is the ground. It seems pretty solid stone.
Is this the one continuing?
So there's a bunch of different.
Yes, the floor here is made out of floor.
It looks like stone floor. You can see what Lena's talking about, how it almost looks like planks of stone versus just a bunch of different stone bricks.
But it's like definitively still made of stone, right?
Oh yeah, it's definitely still made of stone.
Okay. Why would it need to be that long? Such that they make it look like it's not. Doesn't
That's
doesn't
something strangely put apart.
doesn't slide, does it? That'd be a long way to slide.
you'd need either a lot of strength or some kind of mechanism, I suspect, if that's the case.
It's just a quiet crack of Bastion's knuckles in the back of the room.
Hold on, we don't know if that's the case.
It's almost
No, but
it'll
a
make a lot of noise.
If
But a
you
lever
force
might make
something,
things easier.
if you force something and there is a mechanism, you could lock it forever.
Oh, let's look around it then.
All right, the last place had something about the altar. What's that altar like? Can it move? Anything on it?
Altar at the back of the
Bastion's-
room. Let's try it. Worked last time.
Bastion will just kind of like rest his hand on it and then just lean his weight into it.
Yeah, it's solid stone. It looks like it has like a ceremonial bowl placed on top of it, with whatever remnants of the last offering were, however many years ago. Like there's basically just little particles left, basically. Um,
Is the
What's
bowl
not
just sitting on
fancy.
top?
Inside the bowl.
Okay, good.
what?
Can I take what's left of the potato and put it inside the bowl?
Sure.
Alright.
You place
Just
the
kind of-
potato in a bowl.
Is the bowl like part of the table, or is it just kind of sitting on top?
It's sitting on top, but
Oh.
it has been there a long time.
Yep. Okay.
Cobweb everywhere.
Yeah. There is nothing obvious about the altar or bowl that would be push or pull or mechanism.
Oh, this is more. This is more of an apology to whatever ungodly thing we're about to unleash.
Yeah, here's,
Okay.
Okay, there's something weird with the floor. But
Is the weird thing with the floor like down the entire length of this mausoleum?
It is about half of it.
Okay.
Can one of you
So-
just like?
it's
The
the
back
half.
half?
The
Yeah.
back half, yes.
Can you guys just kind of like see if you put your fingers between and if it moves at all when trying to pull them apart?
It's a lot of stone to move. A little bit. Of
Well, I'm not
pressure
saying
won't-
I'm not saying move the whole thing, but just if it has a little bit of give to it, then that's something.
It's still a big piece of stone. If it had hypothetical give, it wouldn't be enough that we could do with fingers.
I mean, maybe not yours.
He
Bash it
sticks
just-
his fingers in it and just like, okay, go ahead then.
Yeah, just I mean, we can both push. Like I'm just trying to see if there's
It's-
anything.
So, what are you grabbing onto specifically?
You said there's like a long piece down the middle, right?
So it's
It was like
it
planks.
looks like planks of stone. Like
Yeah.
the grooves in between the stones on each plank are not like it doesn't go all the way down like a normal like stone would. Like you can clearly tell that like there's maybe like an inch. It's made to look like a faux stone floor.
It's not.
Can Bastion kind of like check to see if he knows of spells that can convert the material something's made out of? Because there are spells like that, right?
Well, I mean, you did witness L'Oreal do that, but
Yeah.
These are some long fish to turn into adamantine.
I'm thinking more things like the transmutation wizard thing.
Yeah, I know.
so nothing obvious on the floor, nothing obvious on the altar.
Is there any writing anywhere other than the bottom of the coffins?
There, so the walls are covered in like plaques where each person is interred. It's like they're interred straight in the wall. So there's a bunch of plaques all over the wall.
Yeah, anything missing there or like anything unusual about that?
Mm. Make a. So just like the way the plaques look, or like
Either the way
what-
they look or if there's something just like any part of it that stands out in particular, like someone named like Mr. McJorgenweiger Henson, but the rest has like
Okay. Okay, there we go. So you go through the names of each one, and you're expecting each plaque. And then one does stick out to you. It is because it reads Balder Avabon.
Bastion kind of looks at this and says, huh. Hello, Boulder.
What?
And he points to the plaque.
Killian like runs over and looks at it.
I imagine you can read this better than I can. But
That can't be.
This had better not be some wild goose chase based on some guy being named after a god.
I'm more
That's-
worried if this is just actually where he is.
Bastion just takes his finger on the plaque and pushes it.
It does give and goes into the wall. As there's a low rumble, as you see the ground, the back half of the ground, the stones start to slowly pull apart and reveal a
just very-
staircase.
Just very quiet. Ah! Knew it.
So the people who made this knew what they're building on.
I mean, people don't just like build things on top of old burial grounds without knowing about it, right?
Yeah,
People
but
would be
like,
stupid enough to do that.
but they knew it's. I mean, the name. Whatever.
Or maybe that's why the rumor got started, because of the name.
I want to know why Baldur's here, okay? And I don't. I'm worried I'm just gonna have to go ask him.
I mean, aren't we kind of here to do something like that?
I don't think that's the kind of afterlife you want to go to.
I mean,
Pleasant as it's supposed to be, it's not one for a warrior.
he tilts his hands like, yeah? What do you know about that?
Stories, I guess. Hmm.
All right, Valkyrie.
Look, I've heard stories that I remember. Okay, I've heard stories after the memory cut off.
He nods. He's like, yep. And you just happen to have the wings and the warrior lady aesthetic.
What? And you've got a wolf pelt. Should I be calling you werewolf?
I don't think so.
All right.
I
Real
at least
quick,
know where it came from
Yeah.
as he looks down the stairways.
I need everyone's.
Pass.
Okay, so only Nemia has dark vision, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I've still got the
Okay.
shield up, but
Okay, so you. What does the light spell? What is that?
40 feet.
40 feet? Oh, thank you.
20 bright, 20 dim.
Okay.
Nemia's got another 20 feet of dim vision beyond that.
I gotta make sure everyone has sight.
I just remembered I could do a light with it. Can I just basically assume that it's like a firelight kind of color?
Sure.
Orangey.
Yeah. Kind of like a warm glow as opposed to like a flashlight.
One that doesn't hurt the eyes as much.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just making sure everything is set up real quick before I put you on the map.
Got to get that new dynamic lighting going. Yeah.
I have not switched to that yet. I've been scared.
It's so much better. It's
It
so much
is?
better.
Haven't
Okay,
tried
Yeah,
it.
it's
that's
so much.
good to know.
It's so much easier to use.
Okay.
We'll see. I am scared of new things, especially in
Yes, we
Yeah.
know.
software.
you're like an old man yelling at a cloud. I know.
No,
By cloud, I mean cloud.
Eric knows what I'm talking about. Hey, there we are.
Okay. So you stare down the staircase and it opens up into this old, very old and dark, dusty. The stones here don't even match the stones above. This has been here a long time.
Eric,
What?
is this made with that generator you posted just today?
Maybe?
I'm looking at it like, I know that stonework. I looked at it earlier today. Okay, just moving forward.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I like it. I'm just looking at my eyes like, did he just post it today and then immediately throw us in one?
Yes.
You
Go
work
Peter.
fast, man.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I mean,
This
it
this
gives
whole
you the
time I was
map
surprised because it
and
wasn't
the
loading
lighting.
at first.
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome, actually. It wasn't loading at first, so all I saw was just like blurry gray. I'm like, wow, Devin, you got an eye for that kind of stuff, man.
So yeah.
Alright. Let's go.
Who's up first?
Uh,
We keep, should we
probably
keep Devil Kid near
you're
the
the
front?
quiet one. You seem to be able to have good eyes. You won't have a cat on your shoulder.
If Devil Kid's up front, I can see further, right? Even a little bit.
Set of eyes. Of good eyes.
I'll stick beside you if anything comes running at us, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So who's going first?
Gillian steps forward one.
Okay.
Kind of waits for Nemia to step aside.
Okay, you two, feel free. Don't like make huge jumps, but feel free to step forward.
You can use
As
the
you
keyboard
head-
to go by one.
Feel free to investigate.
Hey,
You know,
Bastion, we need light.
Yeah.
So my computer's just slow.
Okay.
So it opens up into sort of like this off-kilter T-junction.
This. Oh, there it goes.
So you have two paths.
Oh, right. I
Uh,
literally can't see, so it's only the light.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Interesting.
yeah. So
Bastion kind of just look down this hallway.
Oh god.
Bigger room over this way if you guys want.
That's fine. Just don't go running ahead, okay?
Oh, you can't see unless I go around the corner.
And then just stay behind us. You're
I'm
louder
just
and
as
you
armored.
can't see as much.
I can see just as much as you can, and I'm twice as armored. I'll be okay.
I'm not concerned about me. I'm concerned about Nemia.
Okay.
there is a good layer of dust on the ground, and the stone is very cold if you were to touch the wall in passing. There's no hint or signs of anything having been down here in a long time.
Let me up. Come on.
You guys are all shuffling through this corridor,
Yeah.
like, oh, excuse me,
Basically.
excuse me.
That's just staying in the corner with the shield, like, keep going, keep going.
As you were all working out how to approach this. So,
Always work out.
moving forward, you do approach what appears to be a large door, shut in front of you, and there is a path to the south.
Door is
Nemia.
in like all the way to the. Oh, okay. I see.
Oh, so the door to the left, Nemia to the south. You can see there's a giant statue.
Oh, sorry, you said to the south. Okay. Sorry, I thought the door was to the south.
No.
No. Doors to
The
your.
statue.
What's up?
Do I happen to identify the statue?
No. It looks like it's a like it's very it's a very featureless statue of a person holding out this kind of like table. On top of this table, you see there's a few things on top of the table. Yeah, so Bastion, you
Check the
can
door.
bring the light in. Yeah, the door is shut. It does not budge if
No
you
handles.
give it a push. No handles.
Must say, I think that statue over there is waiting for us to do something. Looks
Probably.
like an offering.
Actually,
What do
I'm
we
gonna
have to
step
offer?
over. Oh, I left my potato upstairs. God damn it.
Yep, you can approach. On this kind of like pedestal table thing is 4 unlit torches, and there are words kind of carved into the chest of this featureless figure. Killian, you are the only one that can read them, as it is in Valian.
Hold on a second. I thought we agreed that I knew that language as well.
Did we?
Yeah.
Then my apologies. You too can both understand what is written there.
I can read it better.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
That is right.
Gotta let
Um,
him have one thing.
And it's just 3 words, and it says "light the way."
Well, and then Gillian pulls out a matchbox. Or I guess tinderbox. Seems pretty simple.
Yeah, I have to get some fire spells.
We just
All right.
kind of go to light it.
Yeah, so you want to just light all the torches, or what's your plan?
Yeah, he'll
Should
just
we
he'll light
each
one of
light
the torch
one?
first. See what happens.
Yep. So you can light one of the torches. It glows it's kind of not a normal flame color. It's a little duller, perhaps a bit more blue at sometimes. Like you'll see random like flares of blue come up out of it, but otherwise a normal torch.
Can he like remove it at all?
No, yeah, that you can. They're like laying flat on the table, so you'd pick one up and then you could light it.
He looks at it. It's like, if lighting all. Let me try something. And he picks up the one. Don't light the others yet.
Mhm.
And he's just going to take the torch. Out of the way. Move. Excuse me. And walk over to the door with the torch.
Okay.
He holds it up. Anything happen?
Nothing happens.
Get closer.
He'll just kind of go tap it.
You tap the torch on the door. Nothing happens.
All right, we gotta light all of them.
Lena picks one up and lights it.
Yeah, hands
Okay.
over just with the one already lit.
Okay, I'm assuming at this point everyone takes a torch.
Yep,
Yeah.
Ashton kind of holding the same hand as shield, just trying to keep it from burning him. Gotta give me that lantern shield in this campaign too.
No.
Look, first of all, it's great for killing undead. Second of all, it's really efficient for holding lights.
So with all 4 lit, does anything happen?
So Oh yay! I've got lighting now. Thank you.
Oh, me too. Look at that. I get an effect.
Not a filter.
Just go ahead.
I imagine mine doesn't change much because I have the larger range.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can't see it if it changes, so that's all.
Okay, let's get up here.
Okay. You all approach with your torches lit. Nothing happens.
All right, put them all back on the pedestal.
Hold on, Lena. Does the door open?
Reaches out and tries to push it.
It is firm and does not budge.
Worth a shot. Did you try to pull it?
There's
There
nothing
is-
to pull.
There
Put
is
it-
nothing.
put
I
it
just want
on
to make sure.
handle.
Put it on the pedestal there.
You place the 4 torches on the lit torches on the pedestal.
I guess.
Nothing
So it-
happens.
I'm just gonna keep mine on me. It doesn't look like there's anything to hold it.
Yeah, pick it back up then.
Yep.
All right,
There's still a fork.
light
in
the
road.
way. We could go the other direction.
Who knows? This one's just blocked from this side.
Glenn's going to actually, if he can, douse his.
You can find a way to put it out, sure.
You can just smother it.
Yeah, and just kind of like put it on his belt. Keep the shield in hand instead.
Oh, does Bastion have to use 2 hands to hold the thing?
To hold the what?
Like to hold the shield and the torch?
I mean, yes.
Okay. Hey, I'll do the same in that case.
Okay, you'll put yours out as well. That's fine.
Yeah, it's the shield is better light anyways.
Okay. Yep.
There's
So
nothing else weird about the statue just on the way out. Like it doesn't have any like a hand to hold torches or anything, right?
nope. The hands are firmly holding the
No
cable.
creases at its joints, are there?
There's a strange malice that fills the air when it looks at us.
One moment.
He looks like a nice guy.
One moment. That's an old valley, and perhaps something has to be said.
Can Killian think back if there's any, like, I don't know, proverbs or anything?
Mm,
He's proficient
Pairing
with
that-
history.
yeah. Pairing that with your knowledge of Baldur lore, you can make a history check, sure.
Alright.
History or religion, whichever you feel would be more appropriate.
Meantime, can Bastion just begin casting a ritual identify on the torch? It takes 10 minutes, but might as well begin.
I mean, if you're gonna sit here for 10 minutes with the torch, sure.
Well, he could walk technically as long as he doesn't. As long as you maintain concentration, you can begin a ritual.
Killian
Okay.
look over to Bastion and just tap him on the shoulder. It's like, hey, you're doing little prayers or whatever for yourself to be better, right?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Trying to begin to turn godly.
Trying to think of something. Just
Oh, here.
your god man asked Baldur to give me some help here.
Yeah, and he'll kind of just take take like the edge of his finger, and just pretty much, if there's like a rune for clarity, he'll etch it onto Killian's bicep.
Okay.
He looks at it weird, like, if that's what it, I don't know, religion stuff.
It's
make
easier
it-
when it's done for me. I can just tap myself, but other people need
So you
something.
could do a history check with the guidance, I assume.
Yep. Yes, that is allowed.
I have to wait till he's done guidance to begin a ritual, but I'll wait till he's done the thing.
Okay.
Okay, I'll begin to identify after that then.
16.
16. So there's no handles. There's no obvious way that this door should open. There's no story that kind of jumps to your mind from, you hold a torch aloft and say these words. Nothing like that comes to mind. But one thing that is common among stories is the idea of a challenge. There is probably some sort of challenge to get this door to open.
There's a smile that goes on his face, like, that's not a. He doesn't think we can do it. He looks over to the statue. We gotta light the whole way, from here to wherever the heck the other way goes.
With what?
With these, he like shakes the torch. Said, light the way. The way ends here, so we keep going where else it is.
Right, fine. Let's
Maybe
try
fight
that.
something cool on the way. how I'd want. That's how I'd want my crypt to be set up.
Now here's the question: do they all have to be lit the entire way? Because if so,
I don't
We
think
could
it'd be
walk
that
the
finicky.
we'd better hope not. I hate to walk the
There's,
entire way and then back again because you didn't want to carry a torch.
Is anyone in a rush?
I'd rather get this over with quickly.
If you're willing to waste 10 minutes, I can see if there's any particular enchantments on the torches.
I mean, normal torches don't glow blue, so
Well, a torch is magical, but is it magical to light any kind of gas you walk into, or is it like to never light gas that you walk into?
he tilts his head, like, just look if it's got a particular thing that opens the door, okay?
It'll take me 10 minutes, but I'll get whatever information it has.
Fine.
Alright, and he'll just kind of sit down and get the ritual going and focus on the torch. Kind of drawing an idea of, like, torch, fire, forge?
Uh-huh.
Question mark?
So, as you get halfway through this ritual, and you're like, "Wait a minute, I can make a fire blue."
I can?
Yeah, you know that if you get certain bits of copper in fire, sometimes
Oh,
it's
okay.
flashed blue.
That's about magically. I'm like, I can't even light a fire magically.
No, and then so you stop your ritual and you inspect it further, and you kind of get this like hint of copper flakes in it. It is not magical whatsoever. It's just got little copper flakes in it.
He'll kind of just in the meantime, while he's kind of still focusing on the ritual, because again, it's just concentration.
Yeah.
He'll just kind of like look at the copper flakes. I try to make sure it's on all the torches, see if it's placed in any specific pattern.
Oh
And
my
can you
God.
think of anything that copper specifically reacts to when it's being burned?
What for? What are you looking for?
Like kind of like is there any kind of like alloy that's like burning copper? Because you can burn certain metals on top of things, and they'll warp or react somehow. Or is it more just a copper? Also,
It's
why the fuck
more-
is there copper on these torches? Do you know how hard it is to burn copper?
You don't know why there'd be copper there, but it does appear to be some sort of copperish metal flakes within like the bindings of the torch itself.
All right. This is more alchemical than magical, I think. So let's get moving.
Yeah, just a bit.
Since this place is magic, waiting for us. Also, I still have a torch going. I don't have a torch on me right now. If you want to take that off, Eric.
You do?
Yeah, he's doused it.
But I did take it off you.
I'm still moving light.
Hold on.
Are you sure, or are you just not caught between two light?
Okay, nope. There we go. There we go. Sorry, never mind.
Yep, that was me. That was
dumb.
me.
It's okay.
Okay, so heading the other
There, come on.
direction.
Back in behind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Quit zoning out.
Heading the other direction, you upon another jungle that splits left and right, a thin hallway either way.
Right. I'm gonna peek down this one just around the corner and look.
Yep, and you can do the same up top. It just it's another hall that wraps around. They both look like they have a pathway, one going up, one going down, and
I
then it
think-
continues on around.
Loops around. Do you want to see if there's a door on the other side?
What are you seeing?
There's
Yep,
another
going
hall
around.
here.
Yep.
Yeah, Killing will go with me.
Oh,
Party loop around.
door.
There we go. We're back together. It's fine.
Okay, yeah. So you all loop around and you find kind of an entryway. Inside this small little room, there's a little pedestal. And on top of the pedestal looks to be this glowing red gem.
Right. We're not touching that if we can help
We
it.
may not
Right.
have to. Bastion's gonna take his torch and kind of light it on Linus.
I was just
Okay.
gonna walk up and look
Kill
at
it,
it.
light yours.
Why?
Because a gem light the way. Red fire.
What?
Did
I'm
you
just gonna look
read-
at it. Is there anything written on it?
Did you ever read adventure novels when you were a kid?
Is that how you got your experience? This is all this is to you, a nice little novel?
I'm sorry. Do you go tomb raiding most days?
He shrugs. I went out in the woods behind the castle when I was a kid.
Yeah, so did I. But I also read books.
Loser.
So, that's your torch.
He's checking the pedestal.
And Nerd Beach arm wrestling contest.
Okay. Alrighty. So you're checking out the pedestal. What are you doing? Just
You
looking at it.
Yeah, you just further description other than there's a red gem on it, please.
Okay. So, what it looks like, it's kind of set into the wall a little bit. It's plain. It's kind of this rectangular pedestal. On top of it, it's kind of has like this circular recess where the gem is placed on top. It is kind of this shining dull red gem. It's kind of more towards the. It's not. I guess it's not centered. It's more towards the wall side. But other than that, there really isn't anything other to hint at what else there could be.
Can you make another history check? How are Villian like crypts or ruins known for traps?
Yeah, you can make a history check.
All right. 7.
I mean, it is a
I hope so.
dungeon that no
Cool.
one wants to have people have access to. Maybe it has traps.
Okay, if this place is cool, this thing's probably trapped. So let's try the magic thing first. If not, you'll just tap his torch to Bastion's.
Takes a while because copper does not burn easily.
There's
So,
still the rest
it
of the
has
torch.
Okay, so you light your torches up once more, and then you do what?
Dylan's gonna just
Lift
like
it in the air.
yeah, he's gonna like hold it beside the gem, see if anything happens.
Hey, come on, Power Rangers, let's get in here.
You all, for a brief moment, you see the fire kind of like it arcs a little bit between your torches, just like little specks of flame jump between them. But otherwise, nothing happens as the air remains still.
Oh no, sorry, I don't know if I was missed. He's holding it to the gem.
Yes, I know. Like I'm assuming the rest of you are holding your torches out as well. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that was my fault. Yeah, no, nothing happens to the gem.
So I just have this mental image that they put all the torches up in the air together, like for happy nights.
I was thinking you were all putting your torches to the thing, but
All
yeah,
right.
okay.
He's like,
No, nothing happens.
right, well, I'm not about to pry that out. Maybe L'Oreal would, but well,
Definitely would.
we see where that got her.
It is quite shiny.
Gil like turns his head. He's like, "You are not stealing from a Valiant crypt."
I wasn't planning to, but it is quite shiny. I can't really blame her.
That sounds like something that someone who's about to steal from a Valiant crypt would say.
I'm sorry, do I look like the average thief?
No, you're not an average anything.
Exactly, so don't... While it is shiny, and I could see how L'Oreal would be tempted, I do not plan to. I have a bit more respect for the dead.
Okay, is there anything about this that can give any hint to what it is and what it's supposed to do? Arcana, religion, anything? Investigation? I don't care. Perception?
It's a trap and
Give
it's
us a
gonna
hint.
stab us if we take the gem, okay?
Yeah, probably. However, if it's not a trap, if this is something we're supposed to do
How
to
about we
advance
go anywhere else
getting
first?
There are other rooms.
Look, I'm fishing for the chance to roll for a hint.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Give a perception check. Sure.
Hooray. If it's low, I'm gonna give up and walk out. It's low, I'm giving up and walking
Now
out.
you know how I feel.
We've all rolled low, Devin, it's fine.
We all know how you feel.
I played an entire campaign like that.
You're
One
just
second, guys. I'll be
grouchy.
right back.
Okay.
If it's necessary,
What?
I can try then to ask a devil what this is. If
Let's leave that as the second option.
Yeah, how about we exhaust other options before we start entreating out otherworldly beings?
we do have a pedestal that could accept an offering, it's not stealing. It's just moving.
That's the pedestal way up there.
Dislocating. Although, again, it's tempting.
Yeah.
Let's just see if there's a door we can open first, because Eric loves to do stuff like that to us.
That'd be hell of a middle finger for a GM to throw at players, just like out of like. Here's this gem down on this map. You need to bring it to the place that isn't on the map to do the puzzle.
Oh, I meant one of the torches.
Okay, I'm back.
All right.
Oh, let us journey forth. With O brave wolf.
Okay.
You must
Where
really
to?
like this place because it sounds like you want to make it your own little home.
I'm just saying, lead the way.
Down here.
Heading south, you find small passageway leading through.
Get
Well
across the road
stoned.
here.
Yeah, it is a bit tight.
Alright.
What's? Oh, I think Ariel dropped. Ariel's like a bit earlier. Oh, we hear you.
Uh-oh.
We hear you typing.
There we go. You're good.
You might not hear us.
Yeah.
Difficulty.
You sound
Yeah, she's choppy.
bugger.
The one clear word we get from her. Meanwhile, in the parallel universe, where we all have internet that functions.
How about now? How are you feeling?
You're a little better. Okay.
You're better.
You're a bit clear too, yeah.
Did you hear that like low rumble coming from her too, though? How you asking anyone else?
No.
Okay, that's weird. I've been getting it from Ariel like a few times. No one
I
else
also
seems to hear it.
have her volume. I also have everyone's volume kind of low though.
All right. You can move forward, Lena.
She's out of the game.
Well then.
Someone else can take the lead if you want, or we can wait for her. We
Yeah.
are kind of approaching the end of our time, so.
I could stick Bastion to lead just clear.
I don't have a torch. Someone go.
Yeah.
Bastion can take the lead on this one. You march further down this path.
Yeah.
I mean, for Christ's sake, keep up.
Let's see on the map. There we go.
Oh, that looks like a boss room. Hold on.
What?
I don't like how that next room looks.
It opens up
Let's go.
into this
There
open
we
area.
That's the
And-
sarcophagi.
You do find 3 tombs with Valian runes etched onto each of them.
What did they say? Killian walked up right to one.
It's hard to pronounce. Looks like a name of someone, like a name of a person.
There's nothing
And
really
that's an honorable warrior, more or less, something along those lines.
He'll just kind of like, kind of like
Oh,
the.
I hear you. I hear you.
Hey, we hear you.
Yay!
There we go.
Yeah. Connection to server was interrupted in game and
Mhm.
disconnected on Discord and just Okay.
Everything shut off.
You were getting real laggy for me.
Mm.
What's
Uh,
this?
Killian will
So-
like with the almost like back of his hand, just kind of like tap like pat the top of it, and just like, hope you're resting well. Hope you don't come up and have a problem with us. Stand up. Goes for you
Nothing
two over there.
happens. Nothing happens as of yet. It is cold, dark, and musty, aside from your torch light.
He's gonna read those too. Anything different?
Nope, it's same. It is a name, once more, hard to pronounce, but it also says honorable warrior.
I never understood this AE thing. It's like 1, but it's 2. Like, oh, always screwed me on tests.
She wrote tests. Nerd.
The room does continue on back, and you find 3 more coffins things. One of them looks to be halfway pried open, though.
Whoa.
I will just say, every time I end up with a tomb with a character who does not like me, I end up getting stabbed. So Eric,
Oh man.
Like a little green around the gills there, Bastion. I'm gonna start calling you Fish Boy. Alright.
all right, puppy dog, let's go.
Killian's going to be once again checking the names.
Difficult to pronounce name. Honorable warrior. They all say the same name, and they're same thing, and they all have their respective names of who they were.
Gillen's gonna just try to realign the one that's kind of pried open a bit.
Okay. You want to close it?
Yep. He's like, here, buddy, let me fix that for you.
Okay. You're able to shuffle the lid back on and get it in place.
There you go. And he reads the name. He stumbles over a few vowels.
Yep.
Is there a door in this room? Any kind of passageway out? Eric, you got super quiet.
Yep.
Oh.
Nothing else here. This is where it ends.
Map has so much more to the left. Bastion just kind of looks like, hey, Gillian, you didn't see anything inside that thing, did you?
Turns out it's like, not really. Why?
I mean,
Did you
see another way
look
to
in?
go?
Not really. I didn't really look. Not about to peer
Maybe-
into someone's deathbed. No, maybe what? Go ahead. I'm listening.
It's a way to hide a handle or something, or an inscription, or possibly there's a Jack in the Box waiting to laugh at you. But maybe there's something inside the tomb that seems to be open, despite the fact this place has not been seemingly walked in for multiple years. If it's nothing, it's nothing. It's worth at least looking.
Grave robbing isn't a reason.
I'm not
to
saying
rob it.
take anything. Your eyes don't rob just by looking, do they? Although with the way
He does
some
say,
nobles
like,
shop, Christ.
I'm sorry, mister. I have respect for the dead. It's said 5 minutes
Did you
ago.
see anyone dead in there?
No, it's a coffin. It's assumed.
And is the inscription anything strange?
Is the description anything strange?
Nope.
It's the same name as anyone else.
Well, unless we're gonna go mess with the gem or try to figure out some torches, doesn't seem like there's anywhere else to go. So maybe just a peek.
You do
It's
it.
it's your culture. I'm not messing with your bodies. If they're not to, I'm not gonna force it. But
Ah.
I think it's worth at least looking.
You're going for the stab, aren't you?
Say again, Emea?
You're really going for the stab?
I don't plan to take anything. I just think it's worth looking. But if it's something in your culture where you don't look at bodies, then that's your business.
Look, you want to open it? Go ahead. And it's for everyone here listening. And he like looks just like says a bit loud to the room. Baldur, if you're here, or anyone else, I closed it. I let it sit nice. He wants to open it. Him, not
I don't
me.
want to open it. I just want to look at what was already opened. And Bastion will kind of just shuffle over and if something is listening and cares what a foreigner thinks, I'll make an offering if there's something I'm not supposed to do later. I see everyone backing up as I go walk over there. He'll just like,
Oh no,
like,
I was moving over so you'd had room.
Mhm.
okay,
You could die.
just for my. It was so funny. It's like Killian backs up, Lena backs up. Bastion will just not like move the lid, but just like hold it open with one hand and like peer the shield in so that you can just see if there's anything strange in there.
Okay. Inside is a body long laid to rest. It is but bones left. The only notable thing about this is the armor that this this person was wearing is in fairly decent shape for having no maintenance over the years. It's plate armor, and it has a lot of
Don't do this to me, Eric.
it has a lot. It's very, how do I say this? Valiant styled. It's not made of Valiant steel, but it's very
Stylistic.
much it. Yeah, stylistically, it's very Valiant. And his arms would be crossed across with 2 hand axes, made very clearly of Valiant steel.
Shit, whatever grave robber came here didn't bother taking the good stuff. What the hell?
You got a bit of drool there on your side of your mouth. Lower
No, I
of
know,
2.
it's beautifully. It's again, I'm not gonna take it, but it's beautifully made. Gotta figure out Valiant Steel someday.
Are you Valiant?
Yeah. Keep your racism out of here.
Fuck
Sure,
off.
I'm sure it's something either magical or if it's racial and we're all humans, I'm sure I've got some blood in me with it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You and your pedigrees. Well, just a corpse with a bunch of armor and some very nice hand axes. I'm not fucking with it. He shuts the lid back. Oh. Gem or torches? What are we looking for?
By the way, if you ever actually head to the Old Kingdom, I know a few blacksmiths who will cold cock you for those comments.
Hey,
And
Bastion. that light you put on your shield, can you put it on anything?
of a reasonable size, yeah.
Can you put it on that gem?
I'd have to touch it, but yes.
Are you willing to touch it?
As long as if I get killed, Nemea is willing to heal me.
We'll
I have
do our best to keep you alive.
I
decent
hope
enough
so.
healing skills.
We
Come
can
on.
Yeah, just
we can stitch you back up.
I mean, I know you can stitch me back up, but if I'm dead, I would like Nemea to do something to heal me, make a deal with a cat or whatever.
Boy, your faith wavers fast.
If I'm already dead, my faith didn't do me very much good.
Okay, yep, you
Killian
can
has
make
this
your way back.
very vexed look on his face, like, oh my god. Okay, yep.
Just in the meantime, there's like I don't serve a death goddess, I don't serve any kind of life goddess, I serve an idea. It's not something that'll keep me alive, it's something that's a tool.
Okay, you return to the gem.
Yep, and he'll tap it with the light spell as his shield goes out.
Okay, it does light up.
Well, let me just check something in that case before you confirm that, because I think it's only non-magical objects. No, it can be magical. Okay. Yeah, so just nothing happens.
Nothing visibly happens from here.
Okay, he'll tap his. Well, can the cat go check to see if the door opened? Only because I don't want to walk all that way around.
Okay,
Yes.
for the sake of this, I will say, if Chili walks around, he immediately returns because he says there appears to be light on the other side of the wall.
What do you mean there be light on the other side? Oh,
Like
was
it
that to
appears-
everybody or just Nemia?
No, Chili speaks to everyone.
Wall, like the wall in the door, or the wall
Like,
like
on the
wall?
other side of that wall, like where the
Okay.
altar is, right on the other side of that wall. There's this little tiny hole in the wall where you can faintly see the light coming through it.
Hold on.
Interesting.
We never went up here.
Lena?
Right.
Yes?
Lena, Nemia,
I'll stay
and
right there.
Killian.
Oh no.
Being slow.
You need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Is it anything
Okay.
that you can see coming?
Sure.
Alright.
Get a dexterity.
Ooh.
Okay.
Not
As
just
you
me.
start walking down the hall, Lena, Killian shouts, "Look out!" as a giant bout of fire shoots out of that hole in the wall down the hallway. You all make your
Rounds the corner
save.
like, oh shit, okay.
You all take halved. Oh wow. Okay.
So,
one,
down to one.
one damage. One fire
Does Nemea
damage.
even take damage?
Resistant.
That
Yeah.
is a good question. You can't take less than one damage.
I mean, if it gets
Yeah.
reduced enough, you can. The way I do it in my game is 2 halves make a negation most of the time.
That is very much a you. Like,
Yeah, I know. I realize it's just a me thing. That's why
Yeah.
I'm just suggesting it.
You all made your save. You all take one fire damage.
That's pretty much.
alright,
Bastion
before
just kind of like looks around the corner like, so bad touch on the gem?
no, it's Killian's gonna walk over to here. Like, I'm guessing this little light in the wall is a small fire burning inside and just got spewed out to whatever is there.
Child.
Yep. My time has been declared up.
Alright.
So we will have to pick next time with you heading down this hallway.
Okay.
Killian
Alright.
like pats off a small flame on like Nemia's shoulder. Oh, does sorry to ask, but Chili take any?
I imagine
Chili
Chili
did-
would be the fire.
Let's see.
I'm not sure.
Is this a cantrip or first level spell?
Not specifically, no.
No.
I think it's
Okay.
good old Bernie.
Yeah, it's 1 damage.
Okay, yeah, 1 damage. Nothing terrible. Alrighty, guys. We will continue our descent in the Tomb of Baldur next time.
All right.
Next week.
Questions,
we can find a
comments,
gate.
concerns in the chat.
Till then.
Till then.
Yeah.
Later.